afternoon, guys. Welcome to the PM session of Right Minus Wrong, an online UPCAT review brought to you by the Upsilon Sigma Phi. So for today, we will be tackling science. We will be dealing with the topics that will come out in the UPCAT. Okay, so take note, guys, na itong mga i-discuss naming topics sa inyo, these are the pointers or these are the topics and concepts that will most likely appear on the UPCAT itself. We're not saying that you should rely only on this and solely on this if you want to pass, but we're just trying to help you increase your knowledge on these topics. But throughout your review, your personal review, we encourage you to learn more and further than what we're gonna teach you here. Okay, so for today, the topics covered under the sciences will be biology, physics, chemistry, and general science. In general science, dun yung makikita yung earth science, astronomy, and so much more. Okay? So to introduce our proctor for today, um, he is a second year student in the UP College of Medicine sa Manila. He is a part of UP College of Medicine class of 2024. He is a BS Psychology class of 2019 graduate, magna cum laude, and also a member of the UP Psychology Society. He also graduated with second honors in Ateneo from Ateneo de Manila High School. Let's please welcome Kuya Christopher Agbayani.
Hello, what's up? Good afternoon. I'm Kuya Christopher. You can call me Kuya Christopher. I'll be your proctor for this afternoon. And first of all, I'd really like to thank you guys for being here with us today. We know that we have our own commitments, may sarili tayong mga ginagawa, but you being here right now just means that you want to pass the UPCAT and that may pangarap kayo for yourselves. You want to get to a good college. So let's get to it. All right. Okay, so in this review, we will be answering the questions given to you by our organizers, and I will also be helping you in how to answer the questions. Parang paano sagutan yung mga tanong. Kasi hindi natin maiiwasan na may mga tanong sa UPCAT na hindi natin nabasa at all or hindi natin alam yung sagot. Okay? So let's start right now. Okay, so general science. All right. Number 1. Okay, so the first question na sinabi, what is the best process to purify water? I'm not sure if there's a common thing na tinuturo sa high school, pero these four processes are ways on how to purify water. If you think about it, ano yung mga nagde-differ sa kanila? Diba? Yung filtration, tinatanggal yung solids, diba? Pero parang meron pa rin mga liquid impurities kasi hindi lang naman water yung nandun sa mixture, diba? Yung boiling, tinatanggal naman niya yung liquid impurities kasi bino-boil off niya, lalo na yung mas mababa yung boiling point sa water. Pero what if may mga solid particles ka doon na suspensions? You won't really purify the water. Yung sedimentation naman, actually, it's a purifying process by which they remove the sediments or the solid particles. Pero pag ganun, you can't really make sure na all the liquid impurities are removed. So with that, the best answer in this is distillation. Kasi what happens in distillation? Diba sa distillation, you have a substance, you heat it, and then the water will evaporate, and then you will cool it so that yung water vapor makuha mo as distilled water. Alam niyo, absolute distilled water. Yun. Ganun siya ginagawa. It's very tedious, but that's when you know that it's really pure. Okay, that's why I would say distilled water yung best option to drink in our everyday life. Okay, number 2, a boy sitting down and notices that his shadow is long and points to the west. What time of day is it? So, may bata, tapos nakita niya yung shadow nasa left niya, 'di ba? Nasa west. Ito yung west, 'di ba? Nasa left niya. So, nasan yung sun, 'di ba? Yung sun, nasa east. 'Di ba? Nasa east yung sun. And where does the sun rise in the morning, 'di ba? Where? It rises in the east. So, if the sun is in the east, or rather, if your shadow is pointing towards the west, you can say that it's in the early morning. Right? Very easy questions pa. Actually, ito pa yung fun parts. Eh. Diba? Which of these is the strongest? Tricky question. Hurricane, cyclone, typhoon, or none of the above? Paano? Paano masabi ano yung strongest? Alam nyo ba that hurricane and typhoon are just the same? Diba? So if they're both the same, parang mali na yung choices, di ba? Kasi actually, if you want to determine who's the strongest, you need to know the velocity of the winds. And the velocity of the winds of hurricanes vary. Diba? So it's none of the above. Okay, easy pa, easy pa. Airplanes fly on which layer of the atmosphere? So we should review here, what are the layers of the atmosphere? Sa UPCAT, there will be sample sa question na to, if you don't really know or you haven't studied it, okay lang. Diba? Pwede ka pa rin mag-cancel ng mga items. Kasi sa UPCAT, diba sinasabi nila it's right minus 1/4 wrong. So it's good to have a system na kina-cancel mo yung mga wrong choices. Diba? Para imbes na 1/4 chance of guessing it right, you can make it 1/3 chance or 1/2 chance, diba? 50-50. So here we can say na hindi siya exosphere. Kasi nandun yung mga ano, 'di ba? Yung mga hindi siya exosphere kasi nandun yung space. Hindi naman umabot dun yung airplane eh. Yung mesosphere is directly below the exosphere. Hindi rin siya doon kasi masyado pa na siyang mataas. Actually dito mga weather balloons. So it's either stratosphere or troposphere, 'di ba? So dato kita natin dito sa figure na to. Kita natin dito, may airplane dito sa troposphere, meron din sa stratosphere. So how will we know? Diba? Actually, so example, if this is your final cancellations, 50-50, the answer is stratosphere. Kasi sa troposphere, parang may pressure pa siya. Mas mataas yung pressure at mas mataas yung air resistance. So yung mga plane pilots natin, they fly thousands of feet above the air to go to the stratosphere to avoid turbulence and air resistance para mas mabilis yung biyahe. So, ganun lang siya. Sige. Okay. Another question. Man's mass on Earth is blank compared to his mass on the moon. So, mga ganito, pag nalilito kayo, just give an example. So, what if a person weighs 50 kilograms, diba? Kung 50 kilograms siya dito sa Earth, sa moon, pareho pa rin, di ba? Same lang. Mass does not change wherever you go. Even if I'm near the sun or if I'm thousands of light years away, I will still be 50 kilograms. What will change is my weight, di ba? Iba yung mass so weight, okay? Very important. Weight is yung pull ng gravity sa iyo, di ba? Yung mass is the amount of particles, the amount of molecules. Next, a lunar eclipse occurs when? So ano ba yung lunar eclipse, diba? Alam natin na sa ganito, naka-align yung Sun, Earth, and Moon. Pero in which order? So ganito siya. Yung lunar eclipse is when the Earth blocks the Moon. Blocks the Moon from the Sun. So the answer is the Earth's shadow blocks the sun. Yan. Kapag solar eclipse, paano naman? Pag solar eclipse, baliktad to. Diba? Yung moon, yung nasa gitna ng Earth and Sun. Alright? So, the answer is letter A. So, okay rin na, okay sana no, if you print the reviewers out or have a soft copy and then you answer it para ma-check nyo saan kayo tama or saan kayo mali. Kasi side tip lang sa reviewing for the UPCAT na itong mga reviewers na to, huwag kayong ma-discourage if mahirap. Kasi mahirap talaga siya. But the thing is, you need to learn how to solve those problems. Diba? Para sa susunod, tama na siya, diba? Okay, next. It is winter in July. Where? Saan? May winter sa July. Talaga ba? Kasi alam natin na winter, diba? Is sa states, sa America, sa Europe. Diba? So paano natin malalaman? Actually, kahit hindi mo talaga alam yung ito na yung testmanship skills, no? Kahit hindi mo talaga alam yung seasons, kumbaga, pwede mo tong i-odd man out. Pwede mo tong i-odd man out. Ano yung odd man out dito? We can say that Russia, Iceland, which is in Europe, and Greenland, lahat sila nasa taas ng Earth, northern part of the equator. Yung Australia, nasa baba. Diba? So, is Australia the odd man out? Diba? And it is because in December, it is winter in the northern hemisphere, such as Russia, Iceland, Greenland, the States. Summer in the southern hemisphere, sa December. Pero dito, nakita nyo, sa June and July, summer sa Americas, winter sa Australia. Bakit? Kasi the Earth is tilted. Diba? So, kita nito, tilted siya. Oh. So, pag December, nakatutok yung araw dun sa Southern Hemisphere. Ganun lang siya. So, para hindi kayo malito, isipin nyo na lang, lahat ng nasa baba, sa Southern Hemisphere, opposite kung ano yung nangyayari sa North. So, kung sa North Hemisphere, sa Americas, winter, edi sa Australia, nasa South, summer. Diba? So, baliktad lang. Next. What causes thunderstorms? So, ito medyo challenging rin tong question na to. Diba? Parang it's not really, hindi siya madaling tinuturo. So, pero we can cancel some choices. So, letter A, high pressures. Diba sa radyo or sa balita, nakikinig natin na, oh, June na, we have a low pressure area. Tapos magiging bagyo siya. Diba? So, wow, may matututunan ka rin pala sa balita, diba? Marami actually. So, it's not high pressure. Low pressures create thunderstorms. How about letter B? Low temperatures. You can say na pag bumabagyo, diba, malamig. But actually, what causes the thunderclouds or the thunderstorms to form in the oceans? For example, sa Pag-asa, sinasabi nila, yung bagyo, nasa ano pa lang, nasa Pacific Ocean pa lang. Diba? Mainit dyan actually. Mainit kasi yung water nag-evaporate, pupunta sa air. Diba? So, high temperatures cause thunderstorms. So, you have C or D. Diba? Medyo iffy yung D, diba? Rapid evaporation, tsaka yung ice in the clouds. Pero it makes, actually dito, the answer is ice in the clouds. Kasi, as hot air rises, diba? Warm air rises, diba? Hindi na malamig na sa taas. So actually, the air cools. Tapos nagpo-form siya ng mga ice crystals sa air. So sa clouds actually may mga ice crystals. Tapos yung ice crystals, nagbe-build up sila ng static electricity, which then causes the thunderstorms. Okay, next. Ito naman. When riding an airplane, there's a feeling of slight deafness. What is the explanation of this phenomenon? So ito na. May konting aral na kailangan dito sa air density and pressure. So, ano yung relation nila pag tumataas yung altitude? So, pag dito, you need to remember your equation na your ideal gas law. Diba? Your ideal gas law. This will save you. Please remember this equation, PV and RT. Actually, in the next items, I think mga 5 items, you will use this. You will use this. It just states that pressure and volume are directly proportional to your mass and temperature. Anong sabihin nun? Kapag tumataas yung pressure tsaka volume mo, tumataas din yung mass tsaka temperature, diba? So, dito, anong relation niya sa problem? Sa ganitong question, lagi na itong tinatanong eh. Yung key ko dito, inisip ko, ano ba yung feeling ko sa Baguio? Di ba yung Baguio, or sa mga bundok, di ba sa mga bundok malamig pag nag-hiking na kayo or nag-Baguio kayo? Kasi, malamig, di ba? Bakit kaya? Di natin alam. Pero, it has to do something with the altitude, di ba? Sabi nila, kasi mataas eh. Kaya malamig. So, kung malamig, kung makita natin na itong temperature mababa, yung kabilang side mababa rin. So, yung pressure mo mababa rin. So, that answers our question. What happens to pressure? So, pag tumataas yung altitude, nasa Baguio ka, malamig, mababa yung temperature, mababa rin yung pressure. Diba? Ano naman mangyayari sa density mo? Diba? Ano mangyayari sa density mo? Yung density mo, mababa rin. Diba? Mababa rin kasi yung mass mo, bumababa. Diba? Kasi density is simply mass over volume. Diba? So, bumababa rin siya. But if you want to tackle it from a more scientific perspective, if this is the center of the Earth, the nearer you are to the center of the Earth, the higher pressure you have. Kasi, mas malakas yung pull ng gravity, and pressure is defined by the collision of the particles in a container. So, mas nagko-collide yung mga particles. Diba? So, pag mas malapit ka sa Earth, mas mataas yung pressure mo. Eh, dito nasa Baguio ka. Nasa Baguio ka eh. So, mababa yung pressure mo. And therefore, kung mababa yung pressure mo, mababa yung density. Kasi mababa rin yung amount of substance. Okay? Letter B. Number 10, droplets of water form outside of the surface of the glass. What explains this? Hindi lang to, di ba? May baso ka ng Coke, malamig, tas nagpapawis siya. So, saan nanggagaling yung water droplets? Nanggagaling siya sa air. Sa air sa labas. So, yung air sa labas, nagko-condense kasi mababa yung temperature. So, dito, hindi naman siya letter A, wala namang pores yung glass, di ba? Kasi solid siya. Hindi siya letter C, because we know that water evaporates at high temperatures. So, the answer is letter B. Water vapor condenses at low temperatures. Diba? Diba? Parang pag mataas yung, pag pinapakuluan mo siya, nagbo-boil siya, nagiging vapor siya. Tapos pag normal temperature, nagiging water siya. Nagko-condense siya, naging water. Tapos pag sobrang baba, nagiging yellow siya. Yun lang. Ito. Earth science. Theory explaining Earth was not widely accepted before. As a proponent cannot explain what caused the phenomena. Which of these is that theory? Okay? So dito, medyo tricky na to, di ba? Parang familiar naman yung iba lahat dyan, di ba? Pero how do you know? The key question here in the question, the key part in the question here is which was not widely accepted before. Okay? So dyan, it's important to listen in your lectures, di ba? Sinasabi nila yung it's important to read the history of the theory. So, but we can answer it. Answer it. Mag-cancel tayo. Ano dyan yung sure ball na mali, di ba? Alam mo, yung flat earth theory, di ba? Yung flat earth theory. Di ba? Kasi hanggang ngayon, hindi siya accepted. Yung land bridges theory ni Henry Otley Beyer, our famous grade 1 character sa Civica na pinropose na may mga Negrito, may mga Malay, ganyan. It was widely accepted even before actually. Diba? And it made sense that people travel through land bridges kasi dati maraming ice. Hindi siya ocean, diba? Ice. So may mga land bridges. The Big Bang Theory, it was also widely accepted before, especially in the world of physicists. So the answer is the continental drift theory. It was proposed by Alfred Wegener. Sinabi niya na the Earth underneath us is constantly moving. Diba? How can you propose that? Wala siyang masyadong evidence, kaya di siya masyadong pinarahan. But here in the next item, sige, the next item, sport science tayo. So siya rin sabi, siya actually nagsabi ng Pangea, di ba? Familiar yon, yung dati, yung buong mundo, isang buong landmass siya, yung Pangea. So what was the super ocean that surrounded Pangea called? Wow, okay. Usually alam lang natin yung Pangea, di ba? Tsaka yung Eurasia medyo familiar pa. So, pwede tayo mag-cancel, di ba? Pwede natin cancel yung Eurasia kasi alam natin na siya yung landmass. So, ano yung natitira? Maybe we can cancel Panthalasia kasi since Asia is parang related to land yung Asia. So, yung Panthalasia is land. Yung Gondwana, if you see here, it's actually the southern part of Pangea. So, the right answer is Panthalassa. So, yan, review niyo yan. Sige. You can take screenshots of these figures. I took it from the internet lang naman rin, and I will be giving slides also. Okay, so chill lang tayo. Next. So yan na. Anong evidence? What evidence supported Alfred Wegener's continental drift theory? So actually here, ito yung diagram nun. Sinabi na the world was once a puzzle. It still is. But it was literally a puzzle. So parang ganito rin itsura ng mundo dati. So ano yung mga evidences? May evidences na merong fossils sa Western Africa and sa Eastern Southern America na magkapareho. Pero paano yun? Diba, they were separated by huge bodies of water. And so the answer to that is, well, one day they were together. Diba? They were together in one landmass. And also, sabi nila na the shorelines of the continents, parang they fit each other. Tingnan yung Southern America, connect siya sa Africa. Diba? Africa, sa Antarctica, sa India, sa Australia. So it's both India. Okay, next. So andesite rocks are found near volcanoes. What can be concluded? Very easy lang. The types of rocks. We have metamorphic, igneous, and sedimentary. What are sedimentary rocks? Sedimentary rocks, basically, they are rocks that form from sediments. Malamang, sedimentary nga, diba? Sediments of animals, animal remains, decayed material, mga plants. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that are processed, that underwent another process. Pwede siyang galing igneous, galing sedimentary. Igneous rock are rocks that form from magma. So the answer is igneous. Next. When there is an oil spill, why does oil float on seawater? Easy lang. So, what if may baso ka, may mantika at saka tubig, di ba? Nagpa-float yung mantika. Di ba? Pag nagluluto kayo ng tinola or ng bulalo, di ba? Ang kapal ng mantika sa taas, di ba? Bakit kaya? We can say na kung ano yung mas mabigat, yun yung nagsisink. For example, yung karne mo, mas mabigat siya, di ba? So, nagsisink siya. Sa liquids, ibig sabihin, yung water mo, mas mabigat. Di ba? Pero the more correct term is mas dense siya. So, water is denser than oil. Okay? Remember that, ha? Sino yung mas dense? Siya yung nagsisink. Okay? Water is denser than oil. Next. What causes sticky sensation when our sweat hardly evaporates? So example, pawis na pawis tayo. Just like Captain America. Nung galing lang siya sa machine. Diba? Pawis na pawis siya. Or tayo, pag nag-exercise tayo, di ba? Pawis tayo, or let's say, pag bagong ulan, di ba? Pag bagong ulan, parang masingaw. We use that term, di ba? Masingaw. Bakit kaya? It's because maraming water vapor sa environment. And water vapor can be redefined as humidity. So there is high humidity, causes a sticky sensation, and our sweat hardly evaporates. Next, medyo mahirap to. The Earth is an oblique spheroid because it is, ano kaya? Medyo mahirap to ha. Mukhang may answer sa ABC. So let's cancel none of the above. So may 1 out of 3 chances tayo dito ngayon. Okay? So if you were to make a guess, what would it be? The Earth is actually an oblate spheroid. Right? It's an oblate spheroid. And it is not a perfect sphere. Because while it is rotating continuously, nagbo-bulge yung equator niya, tsaka nagpa-flatten yung poles niya. The rotational forces are responsible for that. So the answer is letter C. Okay. Okay, workers have found a rock that has well-preserved remains of an animal. Diba? What type of rock is it? Diba sabi natin igneous is galing sa volcano, so hindi siya igneous. So is it sedimentary or metamorphic? Diba? Sabi natin that sedimentary come from sediments. What's another word for sediments? Mga nagfa-fall off na pieces, remains, diba? So sedimentary rocks come from remains of an animal or plants. Diba? So wala namang extra process na nag-occur, so hindi siya metamorphic. Sediment. Then number 19, when a coin, feather, and a pen are dropped at the same height in a vacuum, what would reach the ground first? So malamang if you would do this at home, malamang the coin will drop first, diba? Pero why is that? Is it because mas mabigat yung coin? Diba? Pero, pag nilagay sila sa vacuum, ano ba yung vacuum? Parang vacuum cleaner. Ano yung vacuum? A vacuum is it's an area na parang walang space kasi technically sinuck out yung air. And they found out that when they sucked all the air and dropped the feather in a coin, they all fell at the ground at the same time. Because what is responsible? Samuel, pag ginawa mo sa bahay, nagulog ka ng piso, tsaka ng feather, ano yung responsible? Bakit mas mabilis mahulog yung coin? It's because of air resistance. It's because of air resistance. Yung feather, mas marami siyang air resistance. Diba? Mas marami siyang kinakover ng air. So yan, very basic. Then last, which volcano is not situated over a hotspot? Ito, mahirap to. I think it's not possible to study for this question. Pero, you can still get it right. How? Alam natin na we can study about hotspots. Hotspots are volcanoes that arise from rising magma sa mantle. So, parang through convection currents, nag-arise yung magma sa mantle, pupunta sa crust, nagpo-form yung volcano. And hotspot volcanoes are usually found in the ocean. Diba? Anong masasabi natin sa Mount Pinatubo? Diba? Mount Pinatubo, nasa Zambales yan, diba? Malapit siya sa coast. And sometimes, because of the continental drift theory, diba? The volcanoes, they can emerge on the land. Diba? Pwede siyang mag-form. So, Mount Pinatubo is actually a hotspot volcano. If you really read mga almanacs, ganyan, you will know about Mount Krakatoa. Mount Krakatoa is in Indonesia. It's responsible for one of the most destructive eruptions in history. So, since ang Indonesia, nasa may archipelago rin siya, it's near the coast, we can say that Mount Krakatoa and Mount Pinatubo are both hotspots. Diba? So the correct answer is none of the above since both of the answers are correct. Okay? So that sums up our general science portion. If you have questions, you can ask them now.
Okay. So, babasahin natin ngayon yung questions for the general science portion. So, for the only question today, from Cyril Villahermosa, good afternoon po. Possible po sa mga questions like this na hindi po computation na magkaroon ng questions that are formed in Tagalog or sa computations lang po ba like physics?
Again. Ano ulit yung question, Kyle? Sorry.
Cyril was asking if sa computations ba magkakaroon ng Tagalog questions or in questions that are not computations?
Posible, the UPCAT is very unpredictable. Well, it is predictable, but they could just put something there na surprise, may Tagalog question na computation. Pero malimit, 'di ba? Malimit. But it's possible. Pero I wouldn't bet on it, 'di ba? Usually naman mga English yan talaga kasi yun yung standard especially in mathematics. Naman.
Okay, so next from Jester de Torres, saan daw po yung Mount St. Helens?
I'm not actually sure kasi you can Google it. Pero hindi ko na siya sinerch kasi diba? Why do I know? Kasi I know that ANCR correct. ANCR correct. Diba? If pakita ko. Dito na papasok yung natin, yung testmanship skills natin. Diba? Kasi I think UPCAT or general aptitude exams, they're a test of how well you take tests. But it's not a measure of how hard you study. Mga ganun. Diba? Pero it's a mix of both. It's a mix of both. Diba? You should study for it, of course. Pero may mga items sa ganito. Hindi ko naman maaral yan Diba? I'm not sure, pero pag ganyan talaga, pag may nakita kang none of the above, tapos nakita mo, dalawang choices na yung correct sa taas. Diba? Parang hindi siya yung sagot, diba? So, ganoon siya. That's how you answer these types of questions. Diba? Actually, it's better nga na may mga ganyan All of the above, none of the above. Diba?
Okay, so for the next question, search number 6 po, how come po na the Earth's shadow blocks the sun? Hindi po ba dapat none of the above po yung sagot? Kasi for letter A, to be true po, dapat the Earth blocks the sun. Wala po dapat shadow.
Okay, so pakita ko. So dito, i-analyze natin per question per choice. Sorry. So the Earth's shadow ay typo lang yan. Pero parang the Earth's shadow blocks the moon dapat yan, 'di ba? Pero for sure naman hindi siya B, 'di ba? The moon is between the sun and the moon's shadow falls on the Earth. Typo lang yan. But dapat the Earth's shadow blocks the moon, kumbaga. Okay. Do you have other questions?
So, for the next question, from Mira Girl or Mira Girl Cruz. She just wants na paulit daw yung explanation for number 9.
Alright. Okay, sige. Okay. Explain ulit natin to, di ba? So, dito lang kasi yung relation ng altitude sa pressure and density. Di ba? Since, the concept kasi is when you're at the center of the Earth, that dun yung highest pressure. Di ba? Nasa core. Di ba tinuruan tayo? Core, mantle, crust. Core, sobrang laki ng pressure. Kasi, yun yung center ng gravity Doon nagpo-pull lahat ng gravity. So, malaking pressure niya. The farther you are away from the Earth, let's say nasa space ka, walang pressure doon. No, mas maliit yung pressure doon. So, conversely, parang if you apply that principle, the closer you are to the center of the Earth, diba, you have higher pressure, such as in the deep oceans. Diba? Yung pwede ring tanong dito eh. Is there high pressure or low pressure in the deep sea? Diba? There is higher pressure kasi you are nearer the center of the earth. Diba? So pag ganun, using the ideal gas law, diba? If there is less pressure away from the center of the earth, pag tumataas yung altitude mo, diba? Mas mababa yung density. Diba? Density is mass over volume. Diba? Actually, tumataas yung volume mo, bumababa yung mass. So talagang bumababa yung density mo. If we can analyze the choices, diba? So air density and pressure increase, wrong na. Kasi dapat pressure decrease, diba? Pressure decrease. So it's either B or D. Diba? Pero air density does not increase. But does not increase. It actually decreases. Diba? As you go to higher altitudes. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Diba? Please review here yung ideal gases. Diba?
Okay, so there are no more questions for general science, and I think we could move on to our next topic.
Okay, sige. So, okay. So the next topic will be chemistry. Actually, yung Gensai, kaya pa talaga siya eh. Kaya siya. Yung chemistry, kailangan mo nalagyan ng kailangan talaga mag-aral. Okay? So sa chemistry, anong tips for chemistry? Know your constants. Diba nga, sabi nga, keep your constants for life. Constants are for life. Remember your equations. Diba? And mind your units. Actually, this is both for physics and chemistry. Diba? Kung I really advise you, that was at what most people do, gawa kayo ng index card. Puro equations lang. Para madali nyo maalala. So, puro constants lang. Very helpful yun. Okay, so let's now start chemistry. Okay, chemistry. Let's go. Question number 1. Following are considered assumptions why water is considered as polar covalent molecule. Okay. Pag dito, i-cancel muna natin yung ibang mga items. Diba? So, letter A, what can you say? What say you? The bond between the two hydrogen are weak. False, diba? H bonds are very strong. One of the strongest, actually. Diba? Letter C, they're going to share their electrons equally. No. Diba? And usually between elements, reaction between elements, there is an imbalance in the sharing of electrons, diba? Kasi because they have different charges, different properties. So we either have B or D. Diba? B is correct. Actually, oxygen does have higher electronegativity compared to hydrogen, but it does not explain polarity. I mean, it might, but D explains it better. Kasi polarity, alam sabihin ng polar. Diba? Example, sinabing, ano yung root word ng polar? Diba, pole? North Pole, South Pole. Diba? North Pole, South Pole. Opposite, diba? Or na-attract siya to one side. So, pag sinabing polar, oxygen is stretched and pulled towards hydrogen. Easy lang. Number 2, which of the following is correct name for MgCl2? Sure ball, it's not A and B. Because iba yung formula niyan. That's MgOH2 and MgO2. It can be C or D. So which one is it? So obviously, letter C. Because in ionic compounds, walang prefix sa second word, second element. Meron lang ganoon sa covalent bonds, like what? Like carbon dioxide, di ba? CO2. Diba? Pero kapag ionic, kapag metal plus non-metal, no prefix and ionic in the second name. Okay? Tricky yan. Very tricky yan. Next, what's the percentage of chlorinated swimming pool? 3,000 liters is added to 300,000 liters of water. Yan, basic lang, di ba? 3,000 over 300,000, 1 over 100, which is 1%. Diba? Actually, itong tanong na to, guys, by the way pala, yung mga questions namin, actual questions to sa UPCAT. Diba? Kaya di namin siya pinapalitan. So, ang tamang pag-compute dito is 3,000 over 303,000. Diba? Kasi nadagdag mo na yung chlorine eh. So, yung total volume mo is 303,000. Pero kahit na, your answer will still be near to 1%. So, sabi nila, choose the best answer. Diba? Kasi, no one is perfect. But we can strive to be the best. Okay. Next, which best explains Charles' law? So, what is Charles' law? You need to be familiar with these equations. Diba? Practice lang talaga. I mean, mahirap siya maalala eh. Pero when you practice, parang okay, Boyle's is PV equals PV. Charles is, what is Charles? Volume and temperature. Diba? So here, what explains the relationship of volume and temperature? Actually, the other choices, sample, letter D, temperature and pressure. O, wala namang dyan, wala namang volume dyan. Letter C, o, wala namang temperature dyan. Sa letter B, wala namang temperature dyan. So, testmanship skills, letter A na yung tamang sagot. Diba? Pero just to explain, diba, volume and temperature are directly proportional. So, the balloon will deflate so yung volume bababa, will deflate when the temperature drops, pag lumalamig. Diba? Yun lang. Next. Ito, hard question, I would say. Which heat transfer best illustrates the second law of thermodynamics? What is the second law of thermodynamics? It talks about enthalpy, entropy, and heat equilibrium. It basically says that heat transfer can be spontaneous. Diba? It is spontaneous. What does that mean? For example, nag-iwan ka ng kape. Iwan ka ng kape sa lamesa mo ngayon. Iwan ka ng Starbucks or whatever. Diba lalamig naman siya naturally? Kasi yung kape, yung heat sa kape, diba? Nagmo-move siya sa air. Diba? Yun naman yun eh. Kaya siya lumalamig. Diba? That explains the second law of thermodynamics. Diba? Heat transfer is spontaneous. Here, okay, itong mga items na to, dapat naka-arrow kasi yan. Okay, dapat i-arrow ko siya. So, dapat naka-arrow yan, diba? Hand to ice. So, which displays best the second law of thermodynamics? If you can argue literally, technically, all of them do. Law nga eh, di ba? Law of thermodynamics nga eh. So it should apply to everything. Di ba? Pero if you think about it, you can odd man out this item, di ba? If we're talking about heat, alin ba dyan yung nag-give off ng heat? Di ba? From this side to this side, di ba? Yung ice cream, malamig, di ba? It doesn't give off heat to the sun, di ba? Baliktad, the sun gives heat to the ice cream. Sa C, ganun din. The hot coffee gives heat to the spoon. The sauna room gives heat to the body. Paano yung hand and ice, di ba? Since ice is cooler, hand gives the heat to the ice. So we can say na that is spontaneous, diba? Hand to ice. Hindi naman siya body to sauna or spoon to hot coffee or ice cream to sun. Diba? So the best answer is letter A. Okay, hand to ice. Very confusing siya, no? Pero minsan talaga sa UPCAT, when all seems correct, you have to find Waldo. You have to find the little thing that makes it different. Diba? And you can be that intuitive. And yeah, I think we're all born with the same level of being intuitive. So number 6, what atoms having the same atomic number but different mass numbers? Easy lang. Okay? Hindi siya orbital. Orbital yung umiikot around the atom, di ba, with the electrons. It's not molecule. Molecule is just a molecule. It's not ion because ion is pinafocus niya charges. Actually, isotopes. Easy lang. Now, next, which of the following is an example of an isotope? Oh, mahirap to, di ba? Actually, I think this question is hard. We can cancel, di ba? Palladium is not actually, it's not an element. Okay? It's not an element in the periodic table, so cancel that. Deuterium, it does sound like an element. Parang may DE naman sa periodic table. Diba? Sodium and cobalt actually are known not to have any isotopes. So answer is A. Diba? Hirap, diba? Mahirap. Remember na lang rin, ha? These are also the common elements with isotopes. So hydrogen, boron, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. Okay? I advise you to screen cap this, diba? Kasi, diba? Pwede tanongin diba? Pwede tanongin, which is not an isotope. Which the following does not have an isotope. Diba? Pwede naman, kasi ito yung choices. Together with sodium. Diba? So, yan. Absorb nyo lang muna. Okay? Okay, next. Negatively charged particle, easy lang. Cation, nope. Positively charged. Yung ion, nope. Can be both. Electrons, nope. Diba? So, answer is an ion. Very easy. What is the ability of an atom to attract electrons within a chemical bond? Okay, pwede tayo dito odd man out. Okay? It's not ionization energy. Diba? It is, yung unit niya is energy, hindi siya ability. Diba? So ionization energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron. Diba? It's not metallic properties, just the level of radioactivity of the metal. So either A and B na lang, 50-50, diba? So between the two, it's actually electronegativity because electron affinity is the energy to change a neutral atom. But electronegativity is the ability to attract electrons. So let me repeat that. Anong difference ng electron affinity sa electronegativity? Ang electron affinity, they sound the same. They kind of mean the same. But electron affinity, energy siya. Diba? Energy, joules, energy. Ang electronegativity, it's just the ability to attract. Diba? It's the ability to attract electrons. Sure ball, tinatanong lagi yan, electronegativity. Next, which is the following as the looseness of electrons in an atom. Hindi naman ionic radius kasi yan yung size, diba? Hund's rule and Pauli's exclusion principle relates to the order of electrons, diba? Pag sa periodic table. 1s1, 1s2, 2s2. So eliminate that. So it's metallic property. See, I don't even need to know the definition of metallic property. Diba? But by canceling, now you know. Ito na, stoichiometry. Bring out your pens and scratch paper for this. So, easy muna tayo. Calculate the mass of 5 moles of carbon dioxide. Usually they give the molar mass, so don't worry. Diba? Ano ba yung molar mass nito? Diba? Usually carbon and oxygen basic lang yan. Carbon is 12. Oxygen is 16. Diba? Carbon is 12, oxygen 16. So 12 plus 16 plus another 16. So 16 times 2, 32 plus 12, 44. So yan. Remember stoichiometry, what is up? Mole CO2 must come down. Mole CO2. And for 1 mole of CO2, there's 44 grams of CO2. So 5 times 44, 220. Sila. Next item, similar. Number of atoms in 2 moles of sodium. So let's start. 2 moles of sodium. What is up must come down. In 1 mole of sodium, there are, what is the Avogadro's number? 6.02 times 10 to the 23. Okay? Kung nahirapan kayo sa constants, diba? Actually, alam nyo, yung mga constant natin sa buhay, kahit nandyan palagi sila, minsan natin take for granted natin sila. So, you should always remember. Ako ang technique ko lagi, even until now. Diba sabi ko sa inyo, prepare kayo ng index card. May constants, diba? Tsaka mga equation. Bawal nyo naman yung dalhin sa exam, diba? Gawin nyo, pagbigay sa inyo ng papel, may scratch paper, diba? Ito yung una nung gagawin, pagbigay sa inyo ng questionnaire tsaka ng scratch paper. Punta kayo sa scratch paper, sulat nyo lahat ng mga equations na naalala nyo. Tsaka lahat ng constants. Para in the middle of the exam, hindi ka na mag-aalangan. Diba? Kasi ang hirap sa exam, pa-shift yung focus mo eh. Diba? Chemistry, biology, Filipino, math. Simula pa lang, kung binigyan, kasi bibigyan ka ng scratch paper eh. O, ito. Sulat mo na agad. O, Avogadro's number, Planck's constant. O, diba? Specific heat of water, mga ganon. Or mga velocity equations. Diba? PV equals nRT. Diba? So, what is 2 times 6.02? It's 1.204. And yung lang naman yung may item na may 1.204. So, don't mind the exponent. Okay, next. How many moles are present in 3 atoms? So, ano yung given mo? Yung given mo, you have atoms. What do you want to find out? Moles. So, what is up must come down. Atoms nasa baba, moles nasa taas. So, in 1 mole of boron, there are 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms. Tapos, you can divide. Diba? Actually, to, sige, turuan ko kayo. O nahirapan kayo. I'll teach you how to solve this easily. Diba? Yung 6, pwede mo na siya round off na 6. Diba? So, what is 3 over 6? This is 1. This is 2. So, paano yan? 1/2. Do you remember your laws of exponents in mathematics? What does your law of exponents say? If you have the same number in the numerator and the denominator, you can subtract the exponents. So 24 minus 23 is 1. So ito, pwede ito maging, lagay ko sa gilid, 10 over 2. Gets ba? 1 times 10. Kasi 10 to the first power eh. What's 10 to the first power? 10. Diba? So 10 times 1. 10. So ito, 2. Wala na to. 0 na to. Cancel na to. Cancelled. 2 lang to. So 10 divided by 2. 5. Diba? Ganun lang. Diba? Kayang-kaya pala. Okay. So next. 5 moles of boron. Ito. Challenging. What's the molecular formula of baking soda? Diba? Which has a mass of, actually ito ano yan, 168 grams per mole yan. 168 grams per mole. Pag ganito, hanapin nyo muna yung yung molar mass ng baking soda. Parang ginawa natin kanina sa carbon dioxide, di ba? So dito, usually given naman yan, sodium is 23 grams, hydrogen is 1, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. Since we have 3 oxygen molecules, we'll multiply it by 3. 16 times 3 is 48. Tapos, add lang natin. 23 plus 1, 24 plus 12, 36. 36 plus 48, 84. We can say that the molar mass of baking soda is 84. Diba? Pero sinasabi, may mass siya na 168. Diba? So what do? You just divide it. So you just divide it and get the multiplier. And multiply the multiplier to the empirical formula. Okay? Ito, okay. Ito, to NaHCO3 of baking soda, that is the empirical formula. What is the empirical formula? Empirical formula is the simplest form of a compound. Parang fractions lang. Diba? Pero ito, 168 grams. So ano yung molecular formula? Ano yung mas expounded? Diba? Ano yung mas expounded? So, multiply it by 2, tapos multiply ng 2. Diba? O, Na2, H2, C2, O6. That is the molecular formula. What is the empirical formula? What is the empirical formula? Ito lang siya. Okay? And this is the molecular formula. Actually, none of the above yung sagot, but this is the nearest one, NH2. Dapat O6 yan. Okay? Mali sure viewers nyo. Correction na lang, correction. Ba? Pero diba, in the UPCAT, there are no corrections. So, this is the nearest answer. All right, next, usual problems. Regarding limiting reagent. So, ito, okay. Ito lahat, distraction yan lahat. Walang kwenta yan. Huwag nyo basahin itong sa taas, ng first 2 lines. Ang palito lang yan. Diba? Ang palito lang yan. Focus yun lang talagang given. Paano yung given mo? Okay, start with the given. Diba? The given is, okay, tanong muna, saan dyan yung limiting reagent? Usually, ganun naman tanong eh. Diba? You have 100 grams of Hg, 64 grams of O2. So what's your given? Ito yun. Okay. May correction din pala to. I take note to sa mga reviewer ninyo. Later pa. Diba? So ano yung molar mass? It's given that the molar mass of mercury is 200 grams per mole. O2 is 32. Ha? Kuya, I thought oxygen is 16. Ba't naging 32? Kasi, dalawa yung oxygen mo. So, naging 32 siya. Diba? So, convert muna natin sila to moles. But, pag sa mga gantong tanong, hindi ko rin gets ba't ganun yung ginagawa eh. Pero na-memorize ko lang na ganun yung gagawin. So, sa mga gantong, example, may question, what's the limiting reagent? Unang step, convert everything to moles. Let's just convert everything to moles. The grams, what is up must come down by 200 or 100 over 200 is 0.5 or 1/2 moles mercury. Next, 64 grams of O2 in 1 mole of Hg. Mali yan, hindi Hg yan. In 1 mole of O2, ilang grams ng O2? 32. So 64 divided by 32. So what is the limiting reagent here? Okay. If you think about it, yung equations, parang ano lang yan eh. Yung left-hand side, ano siya? Parang ingredients. Yung right-hand side, product. Alam ko ituro ng high school teacher ko dyan eh. Isipin mo gumagawa ka ng burger. Diba? Sample, meron kang 4 na kamatis tsaka isang burger. Pero, tsaka isang burger patty, isang beef patty. Pero sa isang burger sandwich, you only need 1 beef patty and 2 tomato slices. So ano yung sobra? Sobra ka ng 2 tomatoes, diba? Yun yung excess reagent mo. Okay, ganun lang yun. Ganun lang yun. Kasi yung limiting reagent mo, nagpapalimit sa production, yung beef patty. Diba? So let's think of it this way. So which is the beef patty and which is the tomatoes here in this problem? Pag ganito, itest nyo lang. Kunin nyo yung isang result. So let's take the 0.5 moles of Hg. Tingnan nyo kung ilang oxygen molecule yung mag-react sa kanya. Diba? Kasi dapat you make 1 burger sandwich, diba? So if you have 0.5 moles of mercury, so sabi natin ba, what is up must come down. So mole mercury yung sa baba, mole oxygen yung sa taas. So kita nyo dito that for every mole, i-annotate ko. For every 1 mole of oxygen, there is 2 moles of mercury. So, ganun lang siya. So, what's next, diba? So, 0.5 divided by 2, that's just 1/2 times 1/2. Okay, that's 1/4. Okay, that's 1/4 mole of O2. Wow, okay. So, if you have 0.5 moles of mercury na ginamit, yung magre-react lang na oxygen, 0.25 moles. So, sino yung sobra? Diba? Since may sobra na, since 0.25 moles lang of O2 yung ginamit, meron tayong 2 sa given eh. So, may sobra na 1.75. Diba? 2 minus 0.25, diba? 1.75. Diba? Since 0.5 mole is only yielded 0.25 moles of O2, what is the excess reagent? The excess reagent is oxygen. Correct, oxygen. And the limiting reagent is another one, mercury. The answer is mercury. Calculate the mass of HgO formed. So, since you have balikan natin, since you have 0.25, since you have 0.5 moles of mercury that reacted with 0.25 moles of O2, convert mo lang yun to grams HgO. Diba? So, pag ito kasi, may given ka, may hinahanap ka, ano yung nasa gitna? Yung kailangan mo lang i-fill up. So, convert lang natin. So, in 2 moles, diba? Pagawin natin. Moles Hg to moles HgO. So, moles Hg and 2 moles of Hg, there are 2 moles of HgO. So, wow! 2 divided by 2 times 1 lang pala siya. Diba? So, same lang. Same moles of HgO. But we're not yet done. You need to convert it to grams. So, 0.5 moles HgO. Ilang grams ba sa isang HgO? Diba? Hg, nakita natin, it's 200. A single oxygen molecule is 16. So, 200 plus 16 is 216. So, 0.5 times 216, or basically 1/2 times 216 is 108 grams of HgO. The answer is 108. Okay, next. How much excess reagent is left until the end? Di ba sabi natin meron tayong 1.75 moles na tira ng O2? Kasi ginamit natin, di ba, 0.25 moles? Diba? Do you follow? So we have 175 moles of O2 left. So ilang grams raw yun? So easy lang. Convert mo lang to grams. Oh, what is up must come down. 1 mole of O2. O2 yan, sorry. You have 32 grams of O2. So that's 56. So correction actually sa mga reviewer nyo, the exact correct answer is 56. But in the UPCAT, you won't have chances to ask for correction. So the nearest answer is 60 grams. Okay? Okay. Next, what type of reaction is the formula? The formula blank. Okay. So dito, for sure, it's not decomposition kasi decomposition, pag naghiwalay kayo, sad. Or pag combination is pag naging kayo, ba nag-combine? So hindi sila yun, di ba? Kasi sa equation, hindi naman sila nag-combine or naghiwalay. So pwede siyang combustion ba siya? Nope. Kasi combustion needs a carbonyl compound with oxygen yielding water and carbon dioxide. Answer is double displacement. Diba? What is double displacement reaction? Diba? Tingnan nyo nagpalito. Yung F dito, lumipat sa BA. Naging BAF. Yung OH, lumipat sa H. Naging dalawang H na. H2O. Wow. Today I learned. Next. Okay, dito may correction tayo dito. Take note nyo. So when methane reacts, it produces, combustion reaction. Parang kanina. Combustion reaction, parang kanina. Kanina, ito, diba? So sabi, which is the correct balanced form? Diba? So obviously, it's not letter B kasi hindi naman methane yan eh. Methane is CH4. Diba? So B is wrong. So pwedeng D, C, and A. Actually dito, the correct answer is A, pero not really. Dapat may 2 pa dito. Okay. Mali yung choices. Okay, take note nyo. Kasi dito, tingnan nyo, sa letter D, mali ito because dapat water and H2O. Mali yan. Diba? Dito naman, it's not balanced. Diba? You have 2 oxygen here. Dito you have 5 oxygen. Okay. A yung sagot, pero gawin yung 2O2. Okay? Balanced yan. Okay? In the UPCAT, it's a challenge because they will show you equations, tas papakompute sa inyo yung moles. Ilang moles, tas hindi pala balance. Grabe, kaka-stress. So, dapat i-balance. Diba? Make sure i-balance yung equation. Diba? Yan. So, sige, recheck nga natin yung carbon. Ilan dito yung carbon? Isa. Ilan dito yung carbon? Isa. Okay? Yung hydrogen, ilan dito sa kaliwa? Diba? 4. Diba? Ilan dito sa kabila? 2 times 2, 4 din. Tama. You can recheck naman lagi eh. Diba? Yung O2, ilan dito? 2 times 2, 4. Dito 2 plus 1 times 2, 2. So it is balanced. Diba? It is balanced. Okay. So, yep, that's it. For our last question. Very easy. Calculate the molar mass of calcium hydroxide. Mali yan. It's actually MgOH2. Para our previous question, what is Mg? 24. So, plus 16 times 2. H times 2. A1 plus 2. So, that's 24 plus 32 plus 2. This is 58. Okay. Questions? Congrats, you made it. Pass chemistry.
Okay, so let's go over the questions that we have for chemistry. So far, wala pang nagtatanong. Pero guys, you, you should ask questions about chemistry kasi honestly, chemistry is one of those subjects sa science na mahihirapan talaga kayo. Chemistry and physics. Kasi ano
Yes.
sila, analytical sila. And there
Yes,
are
tama
certain
yun.
things that you need to memorize in order to be able to analyze.
Yes, actually,
So, magtanong kayo guys.
parang you can memorize all the... Madali lang naman mag-memorize eh. Diba? Mahirap siya gamitin. Mahirap siya gamitin, diba? So, i-flash ko lang yung ano. I'll flash the questions and you have your reviewers naman with you. Diba? Kung may gusto kayong screenshot na solution, tell me lang.
Okay, so from James Carlo Gutierrez, hello po solution for number 13.
Number 13. Okay. Ito. So in number 13, how many, ito yung solution. How many moles are present in 3 boron atoms? So 3, gusto mo yun na, 3 times 10 to the 24 boron atoms. Diba? Tapos, ano yung nasa taas? Atoms, boron, bababa natin siya, atoms, boron. At ano yung gusto natin malaman? Moles, diba? So, in 1 mole of boron, there are 6.02. Okay? Demonstrate ko ulit how to solve this. Kasi ang hirap eh. How do you ano this? How do you solve this? Pag ganyan lang siya. Diba? So, let's stick with what we know. Yung 6, gawin lang natin siyang 6. Okay? Pwede natin i-cancel yan. So, ano ba yung 3 over 6? Diba? This will yield 1 and 2. Diba? In our laws of exponents, we remember that you can subtract the exponents of same variables kapag division, diba? So itong 24 tsaka 23, diba? 24 minus 23. 1 lang, diba? So saan yung 1 sa taas, diba? So this is actually, if you, I will simplify it, 1 times 10, diba? Times 1, kasi 1 mole, over 2. Diba? So 10, ano lang siya? 10 over 2 lang siya. Diba? Ganun lang siya. Okay, other questions pa?
Next question from Micaela Jeline Santos. So number 3 po ba para siyang percentage, bait, and rate?
Parang, diba? Parang, pero ang tip ko sa inyo sa UPCAT, huwag na kayo mag-overthink, diba? Kasi every second is precious eh. But if you're confident na naman na, okay, 3,000 over 300,000. Pero yeah, you can say na ganun siya. Diba? Pero I advise, don't overthink it. Diba? It is what it is.
Okay. So from Shien Deliagas, she's asking if we could repeat the solution for number 15.
Okay. Limiting reagent. Alam ko, mahirap talaga yan. Nakakainis yan. So, ano yung limiting reactant? Ito yung given. Okay, ito yung given. Ito yung given. First step. What's the first step? Convert everything to moles. Diba? Convert mo everything to moles. So, yung 100 grams of mercury mo, gawin mo siyang moles. How do you do it? Use stoichiometry. So, dito, grams of mercury, grams of mercury nasa baba, moles yung nasa taas. So, in 1 mole of mercury, you have 200 grams of mercury. So what is 100 over 200? You have 0.5. Madali pa yan, di ba? Kaya pa yan. Oh. Moles naman ng oxygen na ginamit, you have 2 moles. O paano malalaman ngayon ano yung excess or yung limiting? I-equate mo yung, piliin mo muna yung ano, you can actually use either the 0.5 or 2. Pero pinili ko yung 0.5 kasi it's easier to work with smaller numbers. Diba? So yung 0.5, pag ginawa mo siyang, gagawin mo siyang moles ng oxygen. Bakit? Ba't mo siya gagawin moles ng oxygen? Kasi you want to know if you react 0.5 moles of mercury. Yun yung given eh. You have that. Diba? Ilang oxygen yung magre-react with it. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng 2 moles yan magre-react with the, with the mercury eh. Diba? May isa dyan na sobra. And we found out that when you converted it, we only used, ito, para i-screenshot nyo. We only used 0.25 moles of oxygen. So may sobra ka. Kasi sa given mo, may 2 moles of oxygen ka dito. Oh. May sobra ka. So yung excess reagent mo is the oxygen. Ito, read this. We still have 1.75 moles of oxygen. Okay, any more questions pa?
Okay, so we repeated the solution for number 15 na. From Jester Torres, he was asking na for someone na di maayos ang foundation sa chemistry, saan daw magandang mag-start mag-aral regarding chemistry?
Okay, maraming maraming mga YouTube channels. I would say Crash Course. Crash Course kasi ano siya, for the concepts, Crash Course. For solutions, Khan Academy. Okay? Crash Course, kaya pa siya hanggang UPCAT. Kasi concepts lang eh. Diba? Pero kapag mga gantong solving, Khan Academy or search yung AK Lectures. Yung ginagamit ko for med. AK Lectures. Diba? But I think you will do fine with the reviewers that you have. Diba? Yung mga UPCAT reviewer.
Okay. So, for the next question, from Kathleen K. Daliva, yun po bang 15 to 17, sakop siya ng stoichiometry?
Yes, sakop siya ng stoichiometry. Actually, I think this is the epitome of high school. This is the epitome of high school stoichiometry. Diba? Ayan, if you wanna, ito yung solution for 16. Diba? Hindi lang kasi pag ganyan, you have to think of what is being asked. So what is your end goal? For example, what is your end goal? Your end goal is to pass the UPCAT or to pass a college. Diba? So, ano yung given? Ikaw yung given. Ano yung, dapat mag-aral ka. Diba? So dito, ano yung goal? Mass, HGO. Diba? Ano yung given? Moles. Diba? And in stoichiometry, we learned that you can, even in junior high stoichiometry, we learned na you can convert moles to grams, to molar mass, to atoms. Diba? Yun yung magic.
Next question from Precious Joy Lauresta. Hello, what are the formulas na need for chemistry po? So I think she's asking about the formulas that she or fellow UPCAT takers will need to study for chemistry.
I think for chemistry, it's mostly the ideal gas law. Yun talaga eh. Diba? So it's the ideal gas law. Later naman sa physics, may mga, mas marami sa physics eh, mga enthalpy. Diba? Pero, if I remember correct, if you need to memorize something, it's the ideal gas law talaga.
From Eunice Lavilla, pwede po raw ba paulit ng number 17?
Okay. So, dito kasi sa 17, di ba? Alam na natin na yung limiting reagent mo is the mercury. Yung sobra mo is the oxygen. So, ilang moles yung extra oxygen? Kasi 'di ba nalaman natin na yung nagamit lang na oxygen ay 0.25 moles. So ano yung sumobra? If you have 2 moles originally, diba, 2 minus 0.25 is 175. Yan, screenshot nyo itong ano na to. 175 moles of oxygen. So, ano yung hihingi? Ano yung end goal? It's in grams. So, just convert moles O2 into grams. Diba? Since in 1 mole O2, sorry, O2 to, in 1 mole O2, we have 32 grams. Diba? You can do that in your pencil mathematics, pencil arithmetics. It's 56. Actually, guys, alam mo sa UPCAT, isa pa yung pamatay, arithmetics. Practice nyo rin talaga arithmetics nyo. Diba? As in, swear. Division, multiplication.
Okay, so those are the only questions for chemistry, no? Before we proceed to the next subject, we will be taking a 5-minute break. So, ito na yung water break nyo, washroom break nyo, pwede kayong kumain, or whatever you wanna do, you wanna stretch out a bit, alog nyo yung utak nyo para hindi sumakit ulo nyo sa dami ng info na natutunan nyo ngayon. So, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And I'd like to remind everyone lang, no, na during our question and answer portion at the end of every topic, we are supposed to turn off the commenting. So if you really have questions, you ask during the lesson proper itself. Okay? Kasi actually pinagbigyan ko lang yung chemistry kasi walang nagtanong, but then there were a lot of questions. So you have to ask those questions during the lesson proper itself. Okay? Yun lang guys. Thank you. Also, I'd like to remind everyone, all the attendees, all the participants to keep your camera open. Okay, so that we can see you. Okay, yun lang. Thank you. Have your 5-minute break now. So hi guys, we're gonna resume na sa ating next topic for science, and our next topic for science is biology.
Okay, welcome back to Right Mind Strong. Punta tayo sa science, okay? Kaway-kaway sa mga gusto mag-engineering, mag-bio, ito, biology. Okay? So, let's get to it. Biology, okay? So, tips naman dito sa biology, I would say, review nyo lang yung concepts talaga, familiarize with the concepts, familiarize with the cycles, read. Dito talaga mas read. Mas content heavy talaga ito eh. Na masyadong analyzing. Okay. So, number one, how many bones does a normal adult person have? Wow. Diba? Ang may request sa biology, there's so many facts. And if you don't remember talaga, wala ka na magagawa. Pero, you can still approach this question smartly. So, for sure, hindi siya 750. Masyadong marami. Yung 189, it sounds weird. Diba? Surely more than 200. So, 50-50, it actually is 206. Diba? For your information, what if tinanong, how many bones does a baby have? Around 300. So pag babies tayo, mas marami tayong bones. And when we grow up, nag-fuse yung mga bones. Diba? Kaya mas content. Next, which pigment is responsible for photosynthesis? So eliminate vacuole and lysosome. Very not relevant. Important rin pala yung cell theory, di ba? The functions of the organelle. So dapat alam niyo ginagawa ng mga yan. Nucleus, plasma membrane, rough ER, smooth ER, lysosomes, perisoxomes, di ba? Vacuole. So here, is it chloroplast or chlorophyll? Diba? Chloroplast is the organelle responsible for photosynthesis. Diba? The pigment is chlorophyll. It's chlorophyll. Diba? There are actually different pigments of chlorophyll. May chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, pero sa amo na siya ano. It's not important sa question. Diba? Just so you know lang. Okay, next. What part in the Calvin cycle produces 3-carbon compound from 6-carbon compound molecule? So this is the carbon, this is the Calvin cycle. Diba? Is it light dependent or light independent? Diba? You have to know that rin. So yeah, he absorbed. Okay. So here we have 4 steps. You have fixation, reduction, carbon formation, and regeneration. Diba? So in here you have to remember that CO2 in carbon fixation, CO2 binds to RBP sugar, diba? And splits with alpha Rubisco, splits a 6 carbon molecule to sa dalawang 3 carbon molecules, which is 3 PGA. Diba? So it is carbon fixation. Diba? The RUBP sugar with the from Rubisco fixates on the carbon. Diba? Kaya siya nagsisplit. Okay. So here, remember lang, you have to remember yung RBP, yung Rubisco, yung yan, yung carbon fixation nga na from 6 carbon naging 3 carbon siya. Diba? ATP, isang step yung ATP. Diba? So, yun siya. Which organelle in an animal cell is responsible for pulling apart the sister chromatids? Diba? Again, eliminate lysosome and vacuole, irrelevant. Vacuole, storage of water. Lysosome for lysosome and janitor, diba? Or once you cleanse the cell. Your centromere, centrosome. So, alin dyan yung organelle? Answer is centrosome. Diba? Centrosome yung organelle. Centromere yung area sa gitna ng mga chromosomes. Where the spindle fibers attach. Diba? And centrosome sounds like lysosome. Just like, okay, pareho silang organelle. Diba? So, yun. You have to make these connections in your head. Duplication of chromosomes happen in which part of interface? So, this is the cell cycle. So, the blue is the interface. So, saan dyan? Diba? It's actually S1. Okay? What happens in G1? Nagduduplicate yung organelle. So, yung lahat ng organelles mo, rough ER, smooth ER, Golgi body, nagduduplicate sa G1. Pero yung DNA sa S1. Diba? So, kaya pa. Important rin yung malaman talaga. DNA synthesis, S phase. Next, taxonomy. Oryza sativa is a scientific name for rice. Ano yung classification ng Oryza? For sure, hindi siya domain, masyado siya mataas. For sure, hindi siya phylum, diba? So ano nga ba yan, diba? King Philip came over for good soup. King Philip came over for green seeds. Katy Perry came over for good. Diba? Kanya-kanyang ano yan, kanya-kanyang mnemonics yan. Pero if you don't know, example, you don't know what Oryza is, diba? Sure naman kasi yung domain tsaka phylum masyado mataas yun. So, hindi kasama yan. And in naming the species, it is actually genus first and then species. Diba? So, genus yung Oryza. Species yung sativa. Diba? Meron yung mga indica. Iba't iba na species. Diba? Next, which organism relationship shows parasitism? So, what is parasitism? Diba? Alam natin yun yung pag may mga nagli-leach. Ano, mga limatok. If you see the others, letter A, diba? It's just commensalism. Wala masyadong harm sa turtle. Diba? Wala naman nangyari sa turtle eh. Letter B, it's more of mutualism. It both benefits the stomach and the bacteria. Letter C, it's more of predation. And letter D, the botfly larva is attached to the skin. So my host. So an important feature in parasitism is there is a host. Diba? There is a host. The host is the human. So a brief review of symbiosis, diba? Mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. And predation. Predation. Next. Cellulose, a carbohydrate found in plant cell wall, is an example of what carbohydrate? It is very hard to answer. What you should know, the common polysaccharides such as starch. Diba? Ano ba yung polysaccharide? What do these mean? Ibig sabihin lang yan, a saccharide is like you can think of a saccharide as a carbon ring, a sugar ring. Diba? For example ito. This is one saccharide, this is another saccharide. So ano yung monosaccharide? Diba? What if may structure na binigay sa UPCAT? Isang ring lang siya. That's a monosaccharide. Pag dalawa, that's a disaccharide. Pero nakalagay dito, parang may naka-bracket siya, tapos may N. Ibig sabihin ng N, marami yan. Times 1, times 2, times 20. Diba? So we can say na cellulose is a polysaccharide. Diba? Oligosaccharides only, ang nagka-qualify lang dyan is 3 to 10 carbon rings or sugar rings. Diba? Pag more than 10, it's categorized as a polysaccharide. Next. Which nutrient is considered essential nutrients for plants? Okay. Medyo mahirap do, di ba? Para wala ka siyang tinuturo eh. Pero you can cancel, di ba? It is not silicon, since silicon is seen in mga metals, di ba? Metals. It's not sodium, di ba? Kaway-kaway sa mga nagluluto dyan habang quarantine, di ba? Minsan you put salt, di ba? Para ma-dry out mo yung vegetables. So yung sodium, it's not actually useful in making it grow. So it's either potassium or iodine. Diba? Saan mo nakita yung potassium? What do you think of? What plant can you think of when you say potassium? Diba? Banana. Diba? So banana. So maybe, yung potassium essential sa plants. And it actually is because potassium is important for plant growth and it's used in fertilizers. Diba? So yun. How many chromosomes are produced in each cell of an organism with 2 chromosomes? Okay, listen carefully. This is very tricky. So here is the path of meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Diba? I'll give you... Tapos, sabi, sa una, may 2 chromosomes tayo. So, ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng... So, okay, no? Okay siguro if you can create a table for yourself. Mitosis versus meiosis. That is also another tool that you can use for the UPCAT. Diba na you have index cards of your formulas, of your constants. You can also have index cards of your comparisons, diba? Mitosis versus meiosis, mga ganon, diba? Or mga classifications, igneous versus sedimentary versus metamorphic rocks, or Calvin cycle versus, alam mo yun, light dependent versus light dependent. So dito, ano ba yung difference? Diba tayo mga tao, in our body cells, you get one cell from your body, it has how many chromosomes in its DNA? It has 46, diba? Assuming you have no chromosomal defects. You have 46, diba? Sabi nga, diba? We have 23 pairs and we have 40. So, 23 times 2, 46 chromosomes. How about in your sperm cell or in your egg cell? How many chromosomes are there? Diba? There are 23. Diba? Kasi it went through meiosis. Bakit 23? Diba? But divide by 2? Kasi, diba, sa fertilization, sperm cell, 23. Egg cell, sperm cell, 23. Egg cell, 23. Pag hinalo mo sila, 46. And that's you. Diba? So, back to the problem. So, in meiosis 1, okay, I'll point it here. In meiosis 1, we have 2 chromosomes. Diba? 2 chromosomes, it duplicated. Diba? Naging 4 chromosomes dito. Diba? Nag-duplicate siya sa naging tetralogous pairs. That's familiar to you. Tapos anaphase, and then telophase. So at the end of meiosis 1, normal. You have your normal one cell has 2 chromosomes, the other cell has 2 chromosomes. So from 2n, di ba, sabi na ito 2n, 2n rin yung result, tsaka 2n. So after meiosis 2, hindi na siya magduduplicate. Hindi niya na kaya magduplicate. Magse-separate na talaga siya. So each organelle, each cell only has 1. Kaya siya tinawag na haploid. Diba? Single ploidy. Ang diploid is 2 ploidy. Diba? Ito, tinan nyo mitosis. Oh. Ito, this is diploid kasi dalawa yung chromosomes. Ito, haploid kasi isa yung chromosomes. So example, I tell you na before meiosis 1, you have 46 chromosomes. After meiosis 2, how many chromosomes do you have? You have, diba? Divide mo lang by 2. 23. Diba? So dito, the problem. You have 23 chromosomes. You have 2 chromosomes. Oh, after meiosis 2, how many? Divided by 2. So the answer is 1. Diba? Ganun lang yun. Pag sinabi nila chromosome in an exotic animal is 50. Diba? And then it needs to mate. It will produce sperm cell or egg cell. How many chromosomes in the sperm cell or egg cell? Divide nyo lang by 2. After meiosis 2. Alright? Next, which organ is responsible for absorption of food? Easy lang to. Grade school organ systems. It's not the kidney filters blood. It's not the liver detoxifies blood. It's not the stomach breaks down food. It is the small intestine. Okay, easy question. Ito, medyo hard question if you're not from the sciences. Which is not a fat-soluble vitamin. It is hard. Okay, but now I can give a tip to you. But these are the fat-soluble vitamins. Maraming vitamins sa mundo. Diba? Diba nga may B1, B2, B3. Oh my God, dami. Pero just remember the fat-soluble vitamins about that. How do you know? Diba? The mnemonic there is ADEK. ADEK. A-D-E-K. Ano yung sabihin pag fat-soluble siya? Dissoluble siya sa fat. Diba? Nagdi-dissolve siya sa fat. Diba? Like your eggs. Diba? And avocado, yung mga yan. They're dissolved in the fat. So, alin dito? Baka malito kayo sa addict. Diba? Remember na lang, you spell addict with a K, diba? So, K siya. So K. So, addict is with a K. Diba? So, yan. Important yun. So, the answer is vitamin C. It's not a fat-soluble vitamin. Alalahanin nyo sa shortcuts nyo tong addict kasi they can ask which is a fat-soluble vitamin. Nag-base sila vitamin A, B, C, saka F. Diba? Or, diba? So, yun. Alam nyo na, A, kasi addict. A-D-E-K. Next. A dog is part of which family? Okay, this is hard. This is hard. Pero you can cancel, diba? Chordata is a phylum. Okay, correction yan. Mammalia is a class. Mammalia is a class. Canidae and lupus, diba? Dito na medyo siya mahirap. Canidae, it sounds like canines, you know, which is like similar to dogs. So you can make that guess, right? Actually, the UPCAT is really making a lot of calculated and intelligent guesses. Diba? Pero you might be right, might be wrong. Diba? So, in the UPCAT, I urge you na huwag kayo diba may mga ano yan, what's your shotgun letter? Ano bang shotgun letter ganun? D yun eh. D for doctor yung shotgun letter namin. Pero if you can guess, diba? You can guess using your gut, diba? You trust your gut. Diba? Sometimes all you have left in the UPCAT is your gut. Just trust your gut, diba? You don't know. You'll never know. And take the risk. Ako, kahit right minus wrong siya, kung 50-50 naman, take the risk na. Diba? Take the risk na. So, the answer is actually Canidae. Because lupus is a species. Diba? Family Canidae siya. Diba? Where does glycolysis happen in the cell? Let's review. So, glycolysis happens outside the mitochondria. So, it is in the cytoplasm. Where does Krebs cycle happen? In the mitochondrial matrix. Paano yung electron transport chain? Where does it happen? Inner or outer mitochondrial membrane? Inner. Inner. Medyo advanced na yan, pero it's okay. Next. Anong tawag sa inner mitochondrial membrane? Starts with a C. It's the, sounds like my name. It's the cristae. Ayan, mga nice to know. Must know, mga must know pala. What type of lipids are usually found in plants? Okay, ito medyo mahirap rin to. But you can answer it if you pay attention to your nutrition labels, diba? And ito na rin, some lecture for you regarding health. Okay, so it's not trans fat because fat is found in meat. Actually, it is the most unhealthy form of fat. So pag tinitingnan nyo yung mga nutrition labels. Pag may trans fat, that's very unhealthy. Kasi that is correlated with having heart problems such as hypertension, diba? Large heart, um, cholesterol. It's not saturated fat. Ano ba yung sabihin ng saturated? Saturated is yung parang mataas yung concentration, di ba? Kung mataas yung concentration ng oil or ng lipids, solid siya. Nagiging solid siya. Solid fat. So, hindi siya liquid. It's actually the fat found in milk, cheese, and oils. Diba? It's not hydrogenated fat because this is just processed trans fat. So, yung mga processed meat mo. So, the answer is unsaturated fat. So, Kuya Chris, ano dyan yung rank from unhealthy to healthy? So, pinaka-unhealthy talaga yung trans fat mo and your hydrogenated fat. So, avoid these. Next na ay saturated fat. Diba? Avoid that rin. And the healthy fat talaga is the unsaturated fat. Yan yung mga vegetable oils, olive oil, canola oil. Diba? Yung galing sa mga seeds. Yan yung healthy fat. Diba? So, there's which blood vessel carries the oxygenated blood from heart to the lungs? Okay, very fun. This is the heart. Let's remember na vessels moving away from the heart are automatically called arteries. Vessels moving toward the heart are automatically called veins. Okay? Ang pulmonary vein, is it oxygenated or deoxygenated? Pulmonary vein. Back to the heart, galing sa lungs, oxygenated. Aorta, oxygenated, deoxygenated? Oxygenated. Easily. Vena cava, it's a vein, diba? This, deoxygenated. So the answer is pulmonary artery. It carries deoxygenated blood. Diba? From the heart to the lungs. Next. What does ATP stand for? Nako, nandun siya lagi sa mga cycles. But what does it stand for? You can cancel this. It doesn't sound like letter C, acquired transmitted product. It doesn't sound like A, alternative transport particle. B, triglyceride. Triglyceride is a fat. ATP is not fat. In fact, ATP is a sugar with 3 phosphate groups. So it is adenosine triphosphate. Okay. So ano yung ADP? Adenosine diphosphate. So we have 2 phosphate groups. Baka malito pa kayo, ano yung ATP? Paano namin malalaman kung ATP or ADP? Saan yung 3 tsaka 2? Ang tip ko sa inyo dyan, diba ATP? You can pronounce it as A3P. Diba? A3 phosphates. Okay? Silang. Okay, ito medyo challenging. What is present in an animal cell but is absent in a plant cell? Okay? Isa-isayin natin from the bottom. Ang lysosome. Lysosome, it's present in both. Okay? Chlorophyll, wala sa animal. Plasma membrane, present in both. Eh, ang centrosome. Centrosome is actually the right answer. Diba? But actually it's the best answer, but it's not necessarily right because plant cells also have centrosomes. They don't have centrioles. Diba? Ano pa yung yan, i-differ nyo rin yan. Plant cell division versus animal cell division. Diba? Cell plate, telophase, cytokinesis. Diba? Pero since you can't ask questions in the UPCAT, the best answer that you answer here is centrosome. Which bond connects 2 or more carbohydrates? Easy lang. It's not peptide bond kasi it is in proteins. It's not ester bond, it's in fat. It's actually glycosidic bond. Diba? Because Glyco sounds like sugar, sounds like glucose, which is a sugar, which is a carb. So it's glycosidic bond. Which nutrients are considered macronutrients? It's all of the above. So there you have it. Congratulations. We finished the biology part. Okay, so any questions we have from the audience?
Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's now look at the questions for biology. So, from William Patrick Panganiban, ano po nangyayari sa G1 at G2 ng cell cycle?
So sa G1, okay, if you look at your history textbooks, G1, ang nangyayari sa G1 is duplication ng organelles. So duplication kasi malamang, 'di ba? Your cell wants to duplicate itself. 'Di ba? So your cell wants to duplicate itself and first nagdo-duplicate muna siya ng organelle sa G1. And then sa S phase, nagdo-duplicate siya ng DNA. Yung G2, ito yung parang sinasabi nilang gap between the S phase and mitosis, 'di ba? It will just continue to grow. 'Di ba? Parang will continue to grow and produce new proteins. Parang ganoon lang siya. Okay?
So, from Jester de Torres, pabalik po sa number 19. So, I think he wants to see what happened dun sa number 19.
Okay, okay. Number 19. Here you go. Number 19. So, ito. So, which is the bond that connects two or more carbohydrates? So, okay. How to answer this question? Okay. Medyo kailangan mo siya i-review. Pero kaya mo rin siya gawing intuitive eh. Diba? Pero just to cancel it out, diba? Peptide bonds kasi, those are the bond between proteins. Diba? Ester bonds, the bonds between fats. Glycosidic bond is the bond between carbohydrates, diba? Sugars. Diba yung glyco? Diba? Parang glucose siya, diba? Glucose. Diba yung glucose, sugar rin siya, diba? And sugar is a carbohydrate. Glucose is a carbohydrate. Diba? And the bond connecting, example, kanina sa cellulose. Yun, puro ano yun, puro carbon rings. Puro carbohydrate yun. Diba? What connects each carbohydrate is a glycosidic bond. Diba? And starch. Diba? And starch. Glycosidic bond.
For the last question, from Reggie Justin Taghap, sa number 14, hindi po ba cytosol ang tamang sagot kahit wala siya sa choices?
Okay. So, pakita ko lang. So, sa number 14, actually, ang mas correct talaga na term na ginagamit nila sa textbooks ay cytoplasm. Diba? Cytoplasm and cytosol, they're interchangeable pero not really. Diba? Not really. Cytoplasm yung space. Diba? Iba-iba yan eh. You should review that yung cytoplasm versus cytosol versus cytoskeleton. May ganun pa. Pero technically, tamang sagot naman yung cytoplasm. Diba? Like, pero kung may choices na cytoplasm versus cytosol, I'll pick cytoplasm.
Okay, so those are all our questions for the biology portion of this review. So we will now proceed sa pinakamadugong part ng science, guys. So ito, I hope you're prepared for this. It's physics. So sa physics kasi marami tayong formulas na gagamitin. Pero hindi naman lahat yun kailangan tandaan. You just have to familiarize yourself with it para mas madali. Okay? So now we're gonna proceed with physics.
Okay, physics tayo. Okay? So sa physics, anong kailangan mong baunin dyan? Baunin mo sa ka dyan. Formulas talaga. As in, that will save you talaga. Share ko lang. Kung familiar ba kayo sa NMAT, para yung UPCAT pero pang ano siya, pang medicine siya. So I took it last year. Wow. Took it last year. Tapos, parang physics ako pinaka nahirapan. At first, in studying, physics ako pinaka nahirapan because I did not have any physics subjects. Pero, you really need to practice and to watch videos, attend reviews such as this one. So, good job. Diba? And to know the equations. And more importantly, the knowing equations, know how to plug in equations. Okay? So let's start. First question. Okay, Jared fired the laser 30 degrees over the horizontal that covered 210.5 miles. It reflects off a curved glass and then travels an additional 240 miles at the horizontal for bouncing off to another mirror to travel 70 miles north. Wow, ang gulo. Pero one by one lang, one by one. Kaya natin yan. So, it traveled 225 miles and then 240, sabi, across the horizontal. And then 70 miles to the north. So ito, what can we say about this angle? This angle here. Here's a right triangle. Diba? So what is the distance between this and this? Diba? It is actually a Pythagorean triple. Diba? 70, 24. Actually, it's 7, 24, and 25. Diba? Pero times 10 mo lang. Pero you can do the a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but that will take like 20 seconds and a lot of anxiety. Diba? So it's very helpful to remember your Pythagorean triples. What are your Pythagorean triples? Ano sila? 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, diba? 7, 24, 25. So it's 250 miles. So add lang natin 225 plus 250 is 475. Okay? Okay. Kaya siya, di ba? Isipin nyo lang, mag-drawing kayo. May scratch paper kayo sa UPCAT, di ba? Use it wisely. Huwag nyo tipirin scratch paper nyo. Marami akong nakita sa UPCAT, katabi ko, di ginagamit yung scratch paper. Sayang. Di ba? Hindi ko alam kung nakapasok sila or hindi. Pero, it expands your creativity. It expands your creativity. Next, veterinarian hangs 1.6 kilogram of egg from a spring. The egg stretches the spring of 0.04 meters. So dito, you have to remember your spring equation, tension equation, which states that force is equal to negative spring constant times amount of extension measured in meters. Okay, so ano may mga given tayo dyan. Diba? Pero, ano tong hindi naman given yung force Diba? But since it is a spring, you know that there's a gravitational force acting on it. Diba? So ano yung force? Force equals mg, diba? Mass times gravity. Diba? Ano yung mass niya? 1.6 kilograms. Ano yung gravity? Negative 10 meters per second squared. Diba? So, equate lang natin sila. Diba? Gets ba yung nangyari? F equals mg. Using transitive property, pinalitan ko lang tong F ng mg. Okay? Nakita ba? Isa pa. F equals mg. Mg inequate ko sa F. Pinalitan ko lang dun sa taas. Mg equals kx. and then plug it in. So we have your mass, 1.6 kilograms, gravity, 10 meters per second squared, and what is the amount of extension in meters? It's given. It is 0.04 meters. So you isolate and you divide. What is 1.6 times 10? It is 16. 16 divided by 0.04. This, you can do that in your vision. 400 Newton meters. Okay? So, ulit tayo. So, ito yung spring equation mo. So, meron kang tinatanong yung spring constant. Di ba, sabi natin kanina, focus on the given and focus on what is being asked. Oh, given, meron kang amount in meters, meron kang mass, meron na yung spring constant. Pero, force yung nakakalagay, oh. So, you have to maneuver your way. What is force ba? Mass times gravity lang. Kasi nakahang siya. Diba? Yun yung acceleration mo. Okay? Okay, diba siya? Answer is 400. And important to take note of the units kasi sa UPCAT may mga items na parehong 400 pero magkaibang units. So, paano yun? Next, Cal rubbed the rubber balloon. After several seconds, he lifted the balloon from his head and noticed the same. Some of his hair stuck into the surface of the balloon. Okay. Sure you know the answer. Pero medyo tricky pa rin. It's not C. Kasi hindi naman sinaslice yung surface ng balloon. It's not B. The oil cannot be absorbed by the balloon. It's either A or B. Actually, both are actually right. But the best answer is D. Because sinama niya yung concept ng static electricity. Diba? So, yun siya. Next. The circuit below, okay, we have a circuit. So, yan yung example. R1 has 20, or lahat sila 20 ohms. Okay, and it parallel si R1 sa R2. And sabi, current flowing through R2 and R3 is 0.2 amperes. So here, you just have to remember Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? Ba, yan yung sikat na PVR. V equals IR. What is V? V is volts, I is amperes or current, and R is resistance. Ano yung given natin dyan? May given tayo na ohms, which is R. May given tayo na I, which is amperes. So let us just plug. 0.2 amperes yung I, 20 plus 20 yung resistance. Okay? Since dalawa sila ni R2 and R3. Okay? So ano rin nagpa-flow dito since parallel siya? Since parallel siya, kung ano yung dito sa left side, same lang sa right side. Diba? So it's just 8. Diba? It's just really playing with the formula. Okay? Next. Velocity. Okay, fastest surface tennis ball. Pag ganyan, ilagay nyo na sa given nyo, 74 meters per second. Okay? Kasi you don't want to calculate with 73.9. Mass is 60 grams. Contact with the tennis racket for 36.6 milliseconds. So yun yung time. What is the acceleration? So, ano yung hinihingi? Acceleration. What is given? The top velocity or the final velocity, 74 meters per second. Merong time, 36.6 milliseconds. May mass, 60 grams. Ano yung isa pang given na hidden? There's always the hidden given. oh God, in every, sa lahat na lang ng mga gantong tanong, may hidden given, and that is the initial velocity. What is the initial velocity? 0. The initial velocity is 0. So we can use this equation from our velocity equations. We have 4 velocity equations, diba? You can review that in our physics books or in the internet. Actually, ngayon talaga pwede ka na mag-review sa Google. So here we have. So what is the final velocity? 74 meters per second. What is the initial velocity? 0. What is the time? Convert milliseconds to seconds. Typo yan, sorry, that's 0.0366. Diba? Pag ganyan, since you don't have times UPCAT, you can round off, kahit divide nyo na lang by 0.04. Diba? Divide nyo lang by 0.04. Answer nyo ganyan eh. Okay. Answer is 2,000. So 2 times 10 to the third power. Okay. Next. Same rin. Superman throws a 2,400 Newton boulder at an adversary. What horizontal force Superman apply? To give it a horizontal acceleration of 12 meters per second squared. So ano yung given natin? Ano mo na hinihingi? What horizontal force? So Newton. So Newton yung hinihingi. So force. Ano yung given? 2,400 Newton boulder. Weird, no? Yun yung force na in-exert ng boulder by itself. Okay? Ano yung given pa? Acceleration. So we have given natin ay acceleration, the force of the boulder, and ang hinihingi, what external force should you add? So it sounds familiar. Diba? So yan. First, you should get the mass of the boulder. Diba? How do you get the mass of the boulder? It's just M times G. Para kayo sa spring. Diba? So, what is F? 2,400. Diba? What is G? 10 meters per second squared. Okay. So, yan. Divide mo lang by 10. The boulder is 240 kilograms. Wow, lakas naman ni Superman. 240 kilograms ang boulder ginamit. Diba? Next, plug it in the normal F equals ma equation. Diba? So, to get an acceleration of 12 meters per second with a mass of 240 kilograms, what force should you exert? Just multiply. 240 times 12. Using your pencil arithmetics, answer is 1,880. Next, which type of lens is used to correct short-sightedness? It's optics. Sa ganito, sure ball, it's not converging or plano concave, okay? You take this as it is, okay? The answer is concave for short-sightedness. Convex for far-sightedness, okay? Babaon yan, hanggang college yan. Diba? So ulit, concave for near-sightedness. Diba? Concave. Ako, yung glasses ko, I'm nearsighted, so my glasses is concave. Diba? Convex for farsighted. Next. Okay. Challenging. Ano to? Figure shows a PV diagram from an ideal gas. Diba? So, ano yung hinihingi? Focus na, ano ba hinihingi? Volume. Diba? Volume. Ano yung given natin? Meron tayong pressure. Ito yung pressure, 1.5, diba? Pressure, 1.5. Temperature rin, medyo given. Diba? 1/4, diba, of A. So this is familiar. We have pressure, we have volume, we have temperature. Balik na naman tayo sa ideal gas. Diba? Pero sabi, pressure is constant. Oh. Why is pressure constant? 1.5 pareho. B and A both has 1.5 pressure. You can cancel it. We have your normal Charles law. And then you plug in. So what is the volume at A? This 0.5 liters. You can see. Ano yung sabi? The temperature of B is 1/4 of A. Ganyan lang siya. Ganyan lang siya. So ulit, ano yung volume ng A? From the graph, the volume of A is in the x-axis. Look at the x-axis. 0.5. 0.5. Ano yung temperature? You cannot see it in the graph, but it's in the question. Temperature of B is 1/4 of A. And then you simplify. Magiging reciprocal ng second term, magiging 4V to, since tataas yung 4. Then 0.5 divided by 4 is 0.125. Alright? So the volume of gas B is 0.125 liters. Okay, next. Okay, muna tayo. Daming equations. Okay. Okay. Next. Oh, baka ginagawa niya to. Baka nag-all-nighter kayo. Oh. Student makes a cup of coffee by placing a 200-watt electric immersion heater in a 0.5 kilograms water at room temperature. How much heat must be added to the water to raise its temperature from 20 to 80? Nakaka-dito talaga yan, swear. Pag ganyan, you should focus on the given talaga. And yung tinatanong. So, ano yung tinatanong? How much heat? So, energy na naman. How much energy? Tapos may given ka na change in temperature. May given ka na mass. Diba? So, paano yan? So, this is just enthalpy. Diba? MC delta T, diba? MC delta T. What's your mass? Your mass is 0.5 kilograms. Your constant is specific heat of water, 4,190 joules or 4.190 kilojoules. Usually ito given naman siya. Pero just to be safe, memorize it. Memorize the specific heat for water, which is denoted as letter C. And the change in temperature, 80 minus 20. So that's 60. Simplify, you get this answer. Okay? How do you simplify that? That's very hard to simplify. Diba? Isa-isain mo lang yan pag ganyan. Pwede mo unahin yung 80 minus 20, diba? 80 minus 20 is 60. Diba? So yun, pwede mo na isa-isain dyan. 0.5 times 4,190, just divided by 2. 0.5 is just 1/2. Diba? Wow, today I learned. 0.5 is just 1/2. So 1/2 of 4,190 times 60. Supply nyo lang ng 60. So you'll get around 2,000-ish something times 60. And then there, you'll get 1.5 joules or 1.257 is the answer. Okay? Okay, we're halfway. Oh, finally, walang equation. If the north end of the magnetic points towards the geographic North Pole, that means the geographic North Pole is a magnetic blank pole. So for sure, the answer is either north or south, diba? It's not mono or electrical. Was it south or north? Mini lecture, alam nyo ba na yung compass nyo? Diba nagpo-point siya sa north? But kaya siya nagpo-point sa north? It's actually a magnet. It's a magnet, and it's attracted to the north, diba? Pero sabi nila, opposites attract. So actually, yung North Pole, it is a south magnetic pole. Okay, so isipin nyo na lang yun. Okay, so the geographic North Pole, the Arctic Ocean, it is actually the south magnetic pole. And Antarctica, is the South Pole, it has a north magnetic pole. All right. Next, current. Current is flowing through a wire. What is the direction of its magnetic field? So review lang your physics here. So when a current is flowing through a wire, it is flowing counterclockwise. Okay, it's not upwards, it's not downwards, it's not clockwise, it is counterclockwise. Always yan. Okay. Okay, next. Solutions na naman tayo. Fisherman notices that this boat moving up and down periodically like a wave. Diba? It takes 2.5 meters. 2.5 seconds, I'm sorry. 0.5 seconds for the boat to travel from the highest point to the lowest point. A total of 6.62 meters. The fisherman sees that the wave crests are spaced 6 meters apart. So what will we do? We will draw. We'll draw the wave. Sabi dito na, wait. Okay. Sabi dito na, the distance from the top to the bottom, diba? It takes 2.5 seconds. It takes 2.5 seconds. And it's 0.62 meters. So the distance that will travel from this to this is 2.5 seconds. And the length between the crests, which are the highest points of the waves, that's called the crest, 6 meters apart. So you review your wavelength equation, velocity wavelength equation, which is denoted as velocity equals frequency, diba? In seconds to the -1, which is 1 over s, times wavelength in meters. So ano yung frequency natin? Yung frequency natin, we have 2.5 seconds, diba? But it only traveled this long. We want to calculate ano ba yung distance, yung time that it took to travel 6 meters. Diba? So you multiply it by 2. Diba? And since yung unit niya is s to the -1, sa baba yung number. So it's 1 over 2.5 times 2. So it's just 1/5. The frequency is 1/5. Diba? And the wavelength is 6 meters. So 1/5 times 6 meters, okay? Simplify ko na lang. 6 over 5 is 1.2 meters per second. Diba? Simple lang, no? Daming sinabi ng tanong eh. Diba? So, torque naman tayo. Torque. So, may wrench. Focus lang tayo sa given. Diba? 70 centimeters long, 30 N force, okay? 30 degrees. What is the formula for torque? So torque is just denoted as R in radius at meters times F, force in Newton, times sine theta, just the angle. What is R? R is 0.7 meters. We converted 70 centimeters to meters. Dapat meters siya. Okay? Always be consistent with your units. Okay? What is F? Binigay ni F. F is 30. What is theta? Theta is 30 degrees. What is sine 30? Ako, balik tayo trigonometry. What is sine 30? Diba? 0, 1/2, 1. Diba? It is 1. 1/2. Sorry, 1/2. Joke lang. 1/2. Sine 30 is 1/2. So 1/2 of 30 is 15. times 0.7 is 10.5 Newton. Okay. Okay, okay. Absorb ulit. Torque is equal to radius times force times sine theta. Okay. The radius is 0.7 meters. The force is 30 newtons. The angle is 30 degrees. What is sine 30? 1/2. Okay. And then you have the final answer. Okay. Screenshot lang as you like. Okay, next. Which of the following is true about light with a single wavelength? Is light a particle or a wavelength? It's both. Diba? So can it be refracted? Yes, it can be refracted through some mirrors. It can also be reflected through mirrors. Diba? It can be refracted in water pala, in water. So 1 and 2 is 3. Can it be dispersed? Yes, light can be dispersed because of its property as a wavelength. So the third option is false. So 1 and 2 lang siya. Okay, it's letter B. Next, an ideal gas is heated from 20 to 60 degrees. The initial pressure is at 2 pascals. What is the final pressure? So ano naman to? Actually ito, ideal gas lang ulit ito oh. Diba? Pero constant volume, so PT over PT lang. What is the initial pressure? It is 2 pascals. Ano yung temperature muna? Ano yung first temperature? 20 degrees. Ano yung final temperature? 60 degrees. Diba? Tapos, ano yung pressure? 2 pascals. Okay? Simplify. 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 What is 2 over 20? 2 over 20 is 1 over 10. Diba? Multiply 60 both sides. Then maging 60 divided by 10. 6 pascals. Diba? Actually, kahit sa physics sa chemistry, no? Practice nyo rin yung algebra nyo. Dapat talaga ma-hone nyo yung algebra skills nyo. Masanay kayo na multiply both sides, cancel both sides, square root both sides, reciprocal both sides. Okay. 36 pascals. Next, a shopping cart weighing 12 kilograms moves with a speed of 5 meters per second. So, nasa grocery ka, ngayong quarantine, inatasan ka ng nanay tsaka tatay mo mamalengke, ay mag-grocery, so may shopping cart ka, tapos nilagyan mo ng pagkain. Malamang bumagal, di ba? So, mas mabigat na. So, how do we solve this? This is a classic momentum problem. So, it says that momentum or energy is conserved always. So, your mass and velocity before should be equal to your mass and velocity after, or at least the ratio. So, what is your initial mass? 12 kilograms. What is your initial speed? 5 meters per second. What is your mass after? Diba? 3 kg food container. Kasama sa shopping cart. So, 3 plus 12. Kasi may shopping cart ng kasama eh. Diba? Gets ba yun? Gets ba yun? So, ulit. Diba? So, your initial mass is 12. Initial velocity is 5 meters per second. And your resultant mass is 12 plus 3. Kasi nga, yung pagkain, sumama na siya sa shopping cart. So, isolate. Algebra. 12 plus 3 on the right side is 15. 12 times 5 on the left side is 60. 60 divided by 15. It's 4. Okay. Ano is 4? Ito tayo. Two forces push simultaneously a stationary box. Diba? 150 joules to the right, 50 joules to the left. Diba? What is the weight? 2 kilograms. Yan to. Diba? So ano to? It sounds like your classic. Ano yung given mo? So ano yung hiningi? Velocity. So hindi siya F equals MA. Hindi rin siya F equals mg. Ano ba yung ibang force equations? Diba? It is 1/2 times mv squared. Yan. So yung work mo, positive 150 since to the right, negative 50 yung to the left. What is your mass? Your mass is 2 kilograms. And then you simplify. 150 minus 50 is 100. What is 1/2 of 2? Over 2 is 1. Tapos, you should get the square root para ma-remove yung square sign ng v kasi v squared siya. So, square root both sides, get 10. Okay, so the final answer is 10 meters per second. Malapit na, malapit na, malapit na. So, 2 blocks of masses. Slide to the left. Isa slide to the right. What is true? So here, even if you don't know anything about it, you can see that A and C are just the same, so they're not the answers. Okay? Parang mali rin yung M equals M, di ba? Since magkaiba siya. So it must be B, di ba? So let's check. So it is B, but why is it B? Di ba? Because it states that in any directional force, the vertical downward force is always the force of gravity. Diba? It's always the force of gravity. Kahit anong angle ba yan, kahit straight lang yan pababa, kahit nakaslant yan, force downwards is always the force of gravity. 10 meters per square. So, regardless, kahit ano yung mass niya, the downward force is always the same. That's ba yan? Ganyan din yan sa mga projectile problem, di ba? Kung ano yung x mo, di ba? Yung x mo lang nag-iiba, yung y mo always the same in all. What happens to the wavelength of light from stars that are moving away from us? Well, we can say that the last two items are wrong. So there's no change in wavelength. Malamang, lumalayo nga eh. Diba? So intuitively, malamang you can say na, okay, lumalayo siya eh. So humaba yung wavelength. So it is correct. But scientifically, explained by the Doppler effect, the light is shifted to the red end of the spectrum as the wavelength gets farther from the light. Diba, alam natin sa electromagnetic spectrum natin, yung red, mas mahaba yung wavelength. Yung violet, mas maikli yung wavelength. Diba? Yung frequency, saan mataas yung frequency? Red or violet? It is violet, diba? Mababa yung frequency sa red. So when light is shifted to the red shift, the wavelength becomes longer. What if yung tanong, what happens to the frequency of light from stars that are moving away from us? The frequency. Kung tinanong yung frequency, it's approaching the red end, so it is becoming shorter. Which following can be used as a nuclear fuel? Very confusing. Lahat ito ay radiologic elements. Siguro we can cancel B and C. Since we, from pop culture, we can say that uranium is a fuel, diba? It's popularly known to be used in bombs, uranium bombs, or uranium shells, uranium rockets. Tapos, yun. But actually, the answer is plutonium. Plutonium is also used as a nuclear fuel. Alalayan nyo na lang si Professor Plutonium sa Powerpuff Girls, diba? Ginawa niya si Powerpuff Girls. So that's it, diba? That concludes our PM session for physics and science. Okay, so thank you so much for bearing with
Thank
us.
you, Kuya Chris, for proctoring this subject. So let's move on naman sa Q&A for physics. Okay. First question from Jester de Torres. Yung sa number 1 po, di po ba ina-apply yung Pythagorean theorem kapag displacement or applicable siya sa distance?
Balik tayo sa number 1. Applicable siya sa displacement actually. Basta meron kang right angles. You have right angles. So example, displacement, yung kanto. Sabihin natin may kanto ka na right angle, di ba? Yung unang kanto mo, mga 10 meters lang. Yung pangalawang kanto mo, mga 5 meters lang. Ano yung hypotenuse? Di ba? Pwede rin siya sa displacement actually. Okay.
So next question natin is from Cassandra Senido. Ano po usually yung mga topics or formulas na dapat i-memorize po sa physics?
Okay, very good question. Sa physics, you should remember the velocity formulas. Diba? The velocity formulas, yung v final velocity equals v naught plus at, diba? You should remember that. Marami pa yun, diba? You should always remember that. Yung sa torque din, usually may torque. Usually yung mga trigonometry, yung mga sine theta, ganun. Ano pa ba? Usually yun yung mostly lumalabas eh. F equals MA, forces. F equals MA, F equals 1/2 mv squared, F equals mg, lagi yan. Diba? Tsaka yung enthalpy, Q equals mc delta T. Yun.
Tapos tandaan niyo rin yung mga constants. Important
Yes.
yun. Gravity, pati yung sa chemistry, as well as yung speed of light and all that. Tapos pala, I have one good tip for you guys. Kasi meron tayong formula for position, di ba? Sa physics, there's this formula for position. Pag dinerivative mo siya, you have the formula for velocity. Then pag dinerivative mo siya, you have the formula for acceleration. So, sobrang useful nun kasi by just remembering one formula, you can get all three. So yun, it's also an important one. Na search nyo na lang kung ano yung exact formula kasi maraming ginagamit na formula for position eh.
Yung mga yung, di ba sa plot, sa Cartesian plane, di ba?
Yeah.
Gamit kayo doon.
And then, next question from Abigail Andres. Paulit po yung number 5. Thank you po.
Alright. Let's go to number 5. Okay. So number 5, ito. So yung given mo, so ano ba yung mga tinatanong? Yung tinatanong is acceleration. Diba? Yung given mo is may final velocity ka of 74 meters per second. Makita ko na lang lahat para pwede mo i-copy. Yan. Yan, okay. Your initial velocity is always 0. Kasi nag-start siya eh. Diba nag-start siya from rest? So the starting velocity is 0. Tapos yung time is 36 dapat yan. 36.6 milliseconds. Pero I advise you, if you're gonna compute it, gawin nyo na lang 0.04. Diba? Sa ganito, actually, you'll arrive at a number mga... Pag ginawa nyo 0.04, we'll arrive at a number mga 19. Ganun, 1819. Diba? Pero ito na yung pinaka-closest. Mas 19 siya eh. Naging 19 siya. So around 2,000. Okay. Tapos dito nyo rin i-manipulate yung yung ibang mga velocity equations. Yep. May iba pang questions, Kyle? Meet ka.
SSNF. So from James Carlo Gutierrez, he was asking if we could repeat the solution for number 12.
Okay. Number 12. Okay, mahirap rin to, diba? So may wave tayo. Actually, ito, review nyo yung wavelength. Yung mga waves. Force equals frequency times wavelength. Diba? So we have a wave. Sabi, the top boat, from the top of the boat, it takes him 2.5 seconds to go to the bottom of the wave. Diba? And here, sabi, the waves are 6 meters apart. The crests. So dito sa 6 meters na to, diba? Ilang seconds yan? Diba? Ilang seconds yung 6 meters. Diba? It will be 5 seconds kasi 2.5 and then another 2.5. Diba? Magiging ganun siya. Following our formula, velocity equals frequency times wavelength. Actually, frequency kasi is denoted by, sulat ko, frequency is denoted by, diba? S to the negative 1. Diba? Pwede rin siya maging, di ba pag may negative tayo na exponent, binababa natin siya. So magiging 1 over seconds. Ilang seconds ba? 2.5 plus 2.5, 5 seconds. So your frequency is 1 over 5 seconds. Diba? Tapos, yung wavelength mo is 6 meters. Diba? So, i-multiply mo lang pareho, 1 over 5 times 6. Sinimplify ko lang. Diba? It's just 6 over 5. Okay? Yun lang siya. Ay!
Okay, so that was number 12. So sa tanong ni Christine Joyce Ramirez, number 15 po, hindi po ba required na i-convert to Kelvin ang temperature before computing? Thank you po.
No, hindi naman. Because, very good question, because naka-ratio naman siya. So actually, if you convert it to Kelvin, ganun rin yung mangyayari. Same, you get the same result. Diba? You don't need to convert it to Kelvin. Pakita ko yung final answer. Kasi ratio lang siya guys, ba? So it doesn't matter kasi magka-cancel rin yung Celsius mo or yung Kelvin mo. Eh Kelvin, di ba you just add 273? So it doesn't matter rin kasi you add 273 both sides. And they subtract 273 both sides, di ba? Eh, you know, mga mortal lang tayo. We like working with smaller numbers.
Okay, so that ends our Q&A for physics. And now we will be entertaining your general questions. So for general questions naman, you can comment, you can reply to it na as the Q&A goes by. Okay? So magtanong lang kayo. So first, we have a question from Janzel Arman Arellano Servanda. So sa actual UPCAT po ba, magkakahalo na yung mga questions or nakakategorize sila by Gen Sci, Biology, Physics, and Chemistry? So actually sa UPCAT, magkakasama sila. Yeah. So nakita niyo naman how your review modules were organized. Parang ganun din sila. It will say naman na okay, nasa part ka na sa Gen Sci ka na, okay, nasa Physics ka na, Biology ka na. Okay, hindi naman sila hiwa-hiwalay. I mean, hindi naman sila gulo-gulo. Ay, wait. Ano pala? Sorry. category sila by subject. I mean, by subject sila. Pero, yeah, magkaka-jumble sila. Yung physics, biology, etc. Magkakasama sila. Pero by subject, ano sila, magkakahiwalay naman.
For
So,
example, yung
sige.
science, diba? Parang example, you'll be given 50 minutes. Diba? 40 items in 50 minutes. Usually ganun yun. Diba? Tapos halo-halo siya. So actually these are 80 items, guys. If you think about it, these are 80 items. So tatanong lang dyan, mga 50. Diba? 50 or so. The last UPCAT. And halo-halo na yon. So if you think about it, kung ganun, mga per subject dito, mga times 5 lang or times 10, 'di ba? Kasi ito we did 20 items per 20 items per category. So baka gawin nila mga times mga times 5 or mga times 10, 'di ba? So you really parang ang ang tip ko talaga, you broaden your knowledge sa mga equations, sa mga 'di ba? Ano ba, may questions pa?
Yes. From Shien Del Llagas. Hello po, kapag sa actual exam na po and you don't really know the answer, is it better na piliin mo yung sa tingin mong sagot pero di ka sure or just leave it blank?
Okay. Depende sa'yo, okay? It's always your choice. Ako noon, I had the system na kasi di ba, right, -1 for wrong. It depends on you. Yung iba, they always say na there's a study in statistics na it's always better to guess. Parang you have more chances of, for example, may 10 items, di mo talaga alam. Diba? So, example, you get 1/4. You get 2.5 items. Correct. Diba? It's still a higher, mas marami ka pa rin points na nakukuha. Kasi -1/4 wrong lang naman eh. Diba? Depende sa'yo. Pero ang ginawa ko noon, parang nagka-cancel talaga ako. Parang nanguhula lang ako kapag may na-cancel na akong item. Pero kapag wala akong na-cancel na item, parang, oh my God, huwag na lang, nakatakot. Diba? Pero depende sa inyo. That's your choice.
So,
Diba?
tama yung sinabi ni Kuya Chris, no? Actually, ako naman, in my opinion, kasi, actually sa UPCAT, pinaka-nahirapan ako sa language proficiency. Kasi ang usual basis ko doon, if it sounds good, then it's good. Diba? And then, so yun, meron talagang mga rules na hindi mo ina-expect. So, yung iba doon, kunyari, I'd try to cancel them. Yun nga, sabi ni Kuya Chris, pag may maka-cancel kayo and you can lessen the probability of having a mistake, go for it. Pero kunyari yung 4 na sagot, hindi nyo alam kung ano yung isasagot nyo, hindi nyo alam kung naka-cancel nyo, it's safe to leave it blank. I mean, if you study well enough kasi, hindi naman ganoon karami yung blanks niya. Tsaka, it's inevitable na talagang alam nyo lahat. Okay, so wag kayong kabahan pag may nakita, most importantly kasi, time management dapat pinapairan nyo sa test. Sabi nga ni Gian yesterday, di ba, you should have a watch para alam nyo, natatrack nyo kung you're making headway. Kung you're taking too much time or you have enough time. A good tip would be if you don't know sa isang tingin kung ano yung sagot sa isang item, skip, balikan mo na lang after. Kasi if you take too much time lingering on one item na hindi mo alam yung sagot, tapos hindi mo rin nasagutan, sayang yung oras mo. Diba? So yun. Okay. Tignan pa natin ibang questions.
Sige lang. Go lang. Dami pa tayong time. Actually, we ended early na.
Yeah, we ended earlier compared sa morning session, guys. So magtanong pa kayo. Okay, so may hindi pa ako nakikita ng tanong dito, sasagutin ko pa rin. Kasi 'di ba sa UPCAT merong questions na Tagalog and merong questions na Filipino. And questions na English. Questions na Filipino, questions in English, questions na Filipino. Hindi naman sila 50-50. Significantly mas marami talaga yung English questions, pero there will be like siguro 5 items per subject na naka-Filipino yung questions. Halo-halo yun. In science, mayroong naka-Filipino. In math, may naka-Filipino. Ganun. So yun, yeah, familiarize nyo sa sarili nyo pero don't stress yourself too much on yung mga terms na ginagamit nila for Filipino. You know? Tapos isa pa, may nagtanong sa akin through chat na if napasa niya raw ba yung UPCAT, wala na raw siyang babayarang tuition fee. Tanong niya sa akin. So, ang sagot doon is yes, kasi as of batch 2018, parang wala na talagang tuition fees eh. Pero you have to pay for miscellaneous fees such as yung books. Pero sa amin kasi in UPLB, not all the subjects require books. Ano lang, mostly sa biology eh. Sa bio kasi ako, so mga genetics, ganyan, nagpapa, sila ng books. Lab manuals, ganun, lab classes. Usually yung mga laboratory classes lang, yung nagpapa-require ng books kasi andun yung mga activities na sasagutan nyo eh. 'Di ba? Pero yun, yeah, free na kayo ng tuition. Pero I'm not sure na if you kasi meron tayong tinatawag na maximum residency sa UP. So you can stay in the university yung kunyari, bio ako, preferred years of stay is 4 years plus 2 years. So for if I were to extend for 2 more years, free yung tuition ko. Pero if I ask for an extension na past sa MRR ko, kailangan ko magbayad ng tuition na. Okay? So yung free tuition lang is your residency plus 2 years, which is your MRR. And if I ask for an extension, that's when you'll have to pay for your tuition. Yun. So if you have more questions, guys, just ask. Kasi you still have more time. You have more than 10 minutes.
Ano pa ba? Sa science. Actually, ang nahirapan ako nun, ang hindi ko na-expect na hindi ko na-aral, magnetics eh. Parang mga electro stuff. Parang, what? May ganito? Parang, saan ang galing yun? So, yun lang. Pero, sa chemistry talaga, it will really save you a lot of items. If you remember the or just focus on the given, focus yung hinihingi. Ano pa bang mga tips? Diba,
sa pala, guys, sa chemistry, if you want to familiarize yourselves with certain elements, ang piliin nyo yung parang laging lumalabas na elements. Carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, helium, mga halogens. Yun. Yun lang. Hindi kasi sama na yung mga nitrogen, ganyan. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng elements sa periodic table gagamitin natin, di ba? Ayun, that's one of the things.
Ano pa ba? Kaya niyo yan.
Tanong pa kayo, guys.
Pero,
naka-on pa yung comments natin, no? Tanong pa kayo. We still have more than 5 minutes.
ano ba bang tips? Ang tips sa UPCAT talaga, I would say, sleep the night before. Kasi kahit nga 2 days before, hindi na kayo mag-aaral.
That's very important.
Parang sleep talaga kasi I know nakaka-anxious siya, di ba? Nakaka-anxious, sobra. And I would say in my high school life, that's one of the most anxious moments, di ba? Pero night before, it's important na you relax, spend time with your family, laro kayo ng Dota, laro kayo ng games, di ba? Pagpaspa kayo, diba? It's important that you create a relaxing environment for yourself. Tapos, okay rin na baon kayo ng water, tsaka ng konting snacks. Actually, marami akong snacks na dinala, pero I had no time. I had no time. Na sobrang bilis niya. Parang, tapos na. Kasi parang medyo time pressure eh, diba? So parang di mo ma-feel yung oras. Kaya it's good to have a heavy breakfast, diba? Or at least take coffee para energized. Ano naman?
Yes, guys, mag-aral lang talaga kayo mabuti. Be familiar with the terms, with the equations. Pero I'm saying be familiar and not memorize. Kasi if you memorize, mahirapan kayo kasi sobrang dami niyan. Sobrang dami. Kasi ano eh, ang nangyari dati may kakilala ako, nag-memorize siya ng mga equations. Paglabas niya ng UPCAT, umiiyak siya. Kasi, kasi ang dami niya raw nakalimutan. Okay, so we have a question pala from Karil Dotaro. Question po for Kuya Chris. Is public health a good pre-med course? I hope you could share some experiences with public health being your pre-med course. Thank you.
Okay, kaway-kaway sa mga gusto mag-med dyan. And I would say, I would consider, actually right now, kung mag-UP ka, kung sa UP Manila mo gusto, I would say UP Manila, public health can expose you talaga a lot. Like, sa batchmates ko sa medicine, marami. As in, they have the greatest percentage of students next to bio. Diba? Bio pa rin. Pero it depends on you eh. Kasi alam mo ba, may mga batchmates ako galing silang economics, may batchmate ako galing sa College of Music, mga ganun. As in, medicine is really, at least if you want to, other medicine schools have undergraduate requirements ng subjects, diba? So maybe you should consider that if you want to go to a specific medical school. But if you want to go to UP or UP, wala naman masyadong requirement. Diba? Sa Diliman, okay, fine. Pero just to answer your question, sa Manila, I would say biology. Like if I were in your position to apply, siguro ano ako, public health plus biology. Tapos sa Diliman, biology, tsaka any science course. Or yung psych kasi, ako kasi graduate ako ng psych eh. Parang hindi na siya, the curriculum has changed. So hindi na siya masyadong pre-med course. Pero technically, any course is a pre-med course. So sabi ko nga, di ba, I have batchmates from different range of courses. Di ba? Also, Mythbuster, regarding, if you want to go to law naman, to law school, I would say there's no best pre-law course. Parang sinasabi nila eh, hoax yun eh, na yung if you take philosophy or pol sci, I mean, we all have our own opinions, pero I have many friends in law school na hindi mo kailangan, diba? You can do any course. Diba? It matters naman what you want to do. Diba? If you really want to be a doctor, or if you really want a lawyer, if you really want to be an engineer, if you want to be a scientist or a researcher, diba? There is no superior course. Diba?
Okay, so ano pala? May mga nagtatanong from YouTube. So, entertain ko yung few questions nila. So, sabi nung isa, required bang mag-join sa org sa college? So, actually, hindi naman required mag-join. Hindi rin kayo required mag-rally pag pumunta kayong UP. Hindi required. It's all at your own expense. Kayo na bahala. It's all at your own discretion. Pero, kasi ano eh, pag sumali ka ng org, it opens you to learnings that are outside of your classroom. Kasi sa classroom, it's all about academics eh. When you join organizations, doon ka matututo ng work ethics, work politics, yung mga ganun. It gives you more experience. Kasi when you're in an organization, binibigyan ka rin nila ng responsibility. So it's like you're having a job with no pay. Gets? Yun. Tapos, another one. Kuya Kyle, saan maganda mag-BS Bio? UPLB or UPD? Actually, ang maganda tanong dyan, UPLB or UPM? Kasi sa UPM, maganda yung BS Bio nila eh. Sa UPD, hindi ko sure eh. Tapos yung UPLB kasi dun ako. So, yun lang yung masasabi ko. Actually, for me, depende ko saan ka makapasa. kailangan mo ng problemahin yun, yung makapasa ka. Pero, in that
bio is bio.
Context, yeah, bio is bio. In that context kasi, sa UPLB, ang bio namin, hindi kami more on human anatomy. Merong human anatomy, pero wide yung range ng majors ng bio sa UPLB. Eh. You have systematics majors, you have genetics majors, You have zoology majors, you have wildlife majors, you have forest ecology majors, you have ecology majors, you have microbiology majors, you have cell and molecular biology majors. So marami. Sa UPM, I'm not sure kasi
Sa
kung
Diliman, sa Diliman naman it's research heavy. Mas research based siya, tsaka marami ng electives. Parang may core curriculum kayo, then you have electives. Pero I would say maganda yung di pa ako nakapunta sa bio ng LB, pero maganda yung bio buildings ng Diliman.
actually sabi nila kasi parang tawag doon, may international connections daw yung bio ng LB. Hindi ko lang saan nila nakuha yun, sinasabi nila. Tapos, kasi dati, I applied for UP Manila Biology. Kasi katapat lang ng school ko yun. So I won't change my environment Yun na rin ako. Doon na rin talaga. So dati, pero unfortunately, hindi umabot yung UPG ko for UP Manila. So I tried to reconsider. Tapos when we went there, kinausap namin yung parang dean ng college. We talked about my transfer. So sabi niya, gusto mo ba talaga mag-bio dito? Kasi kung ako sa'yo, mag-bio ka, sa LB mas maganda. Sabi niya sa akin. Tanong ko, bakit po? Parang in my head, UPM, pre-med. I mean, para sa akin, mas maganda yung pre-med sa UPM initially. Sabi niya kasi, pero this one, not in terms of academics. Sabi niya kasi, yung mga courses kasi ng pre-med sa UP Manila, BS Bio, Pub Health, yung mga sikat na courses, meron silang DOST scholarship priority. So, ang tinatanggap nila into those courses, yung mga nakapasa ng DOST scholarship, yung merong DOST scholarship. Sabi nung kumusap sa amin, it's because yung mga courses nila sa UPM na DOST scholarship priority, walang RSA kasi walang RSA. RSA is Return Service Agreement wherein you're like required to work 2 years worth under the government, parang internship, tas wala atang salary yon. And then you have to complete that work in a span of 4 years. So you can't go anywhere. Di ka pwedeng lilipat sa ibang bansa or something. You have to work first after you graduate undergrad. Diba? So ang mangyayari doon, yung mga DOST scholarship priority, wala silang RSA but they have RSA from DOST. Tapos yung ibang courses ng pre-med na hindi DOST scholarship priority, these are usually the non-quota courses. Meron silang RSA naman. Pero sa LB kasi wala kaming RSA. Pero it's up to you guys. You know? Kasi if your concern is about passing the NMAT, then I suggest na you can take any course you want. Kasi for the NMAT, it's general general knowledge pa rin. More specialized kasi mas mahirap kasi college level na. Pero marami pa ring scope ng subjects. 'Di ba, SNF?
Parang sa NMAT, actually parang UPCAT lang siya na next level. Sa NMAT, I had to review, I had to self-study. Marami akong concepts na hindi alam before, pero I had time to review naman for the NMAT. Kumbaga. Pero isipin nyo rin kasi yung when you're choosing a campus, isipin nyo rin yung culture, kumbaga. Like sa UPM, sa UPLB, sa UP Diliman, you have to consider the surroundings kasi parang that matters. That really matters. Whether you want. I think sa bio kasi, I would say Diliman and LB have better laboratories than in Manila. Then they even admit it also. Na we have better laboratory, we have nicer laboratories. Diba? Siguro sa culture, siguro sa Manila, I would say mas academic yung culture ng mga tao since mas heavy sciences Since farm, lahat ng mga paramedical sciences nandun Sa Diliman naman, it's medyo dispersed siya. Parang iba't ibang culture siya for each college. Like kung nasa sciences ka, kung nasa social sciences ka, nasa engineering ka, nasa economics ka, nasa law ka. Iba-iba siya, but for sure it's a much better scenery than UP Manila. Sa LB naman, what do you have to say for the LB coaching?
For LB, sa LB we're de- sabihin ko sana ano eh, drinkers eh, pero joke lang. Yung kasi
Masaya,
naging
masaya.
naging stereotype. Pero hindi, sa LB, ano, siguro para sa akin sa LB ang pinaka-prominent na culture is yung sa organizations. Kasi parang hindi ko I don't know kasi if sa Diliman and Manila din ganun. Pero kunyari if you're gonna join an ACAD org in UPLB, meron kayong finals ganun, pupunta kayo sa resort, parang dami niyong gagawin, dami niyong tasks, parang ganun. Pero actually maganda talaga yung culture rin sa LB. Kasi ano eh, it's like a breath of fresh air. Parang paglabas mo ng classroom, parang ako nasa bakasyon. Parang ganun. Kasi if you're used to the if you're used, ako, my experience, Manila Science, so andun ako sa TAF na nag-aaral ako dati, narinig ako busina ng mga truck, ganyan. Tapos, ang daming busina, ang ingay, maingay. Pag lumabas ka, maingay. Tapos nung nag-LB ako, initially I wanted to transfer back to Manila. Pero nung nag-LB ako, I was like, grabe, ang sarap pala mag-aral dito. Parang ang serene, ang calm, ang tahimik. You know, kung stressed ka, lalakad ka lang, paikot-ikot ka lang. Tapos parang you feel whole. You feel calm. Parang, ewan ko, peaceful kasi. Peaceful sa LB.
That's true.
Tapos, yun, parang, sa LB rin, syempre, kung malayo ka, mag-dorm ka and you'd experience living by yourself. I mean, ganoon din naman if you want to live by yourself sa Diliman, Manila, you can go on a dorm, you can have a dorm. Sa LB, parang ang dami mong parang very very close knit yung community kasi syempre, halos lahat naka-dorm, so halos lahat pare-pareho lang yung kinakainan. Pare-pareho lang yung tinatambayan, pare-pareho lang. Basta, halos lahat makikilala mo. Ganun. Pero, guys, gusto ko lang bumalik dun sa question kanina yung about organizations. I really recommend that you join organizations. Whether it be academic organizations, varsitarian organizations, varsities, fraternities, sororities, it's up to you. Pero I recommend that you join organizations kasi every kind of organization has different benefits for you. You just have to know if yung benefit na ba yun is gusto mo and kung gusto mo ba yung organization na yun. Kasi your organization throughout college, if you join one, they will be your family. Sila yung parang matatakbuhan mo, personal problems, acad problems, lahat. Sila yung magiging friends nyo in college. It's like, pag sumali ka ng orgmatic, may friends ka na agad. Parang ganun. Yun. So, let's check if we have more questions. Siguro we'll answer one last question, no? Ay, hindi pala. Marami pa pala.
One last na lang.
Okay.
Since 5 o'clock na rin.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock na rin.
Mm.
From Delamar Molina. Hello po, ask ko lang po, ano po yung category na pinaka nahirapan kayo na sa tingin niyo po dapat po namin pagtuunan ng pansin?
For me, it was science talaga. Tsaka language. Well, depende yan per person eh. Science and language ako. Ikaw, Kyle?
Ako talaga, sa language talaga. Ang dami kong iniwang blank doon. Hirap na
Hirap
hirap.
rin talaga. Especially sa vocabulary. Parang wala na.
I was thinking twice all the time kasi inisip ko, this sounds right, but this may not be right.
Totoo. Yun yung talagang mas confusing.
Kaya for me, you should study language. Get clear with the rules and regulations of grammar.
Yeah,
So, yun.
Sige, so yun lang naman. So to conclude, I'll just like to share one quote that we share in the fraternity. Saki said, when people are asked, what can make you quit? Only a few can answer nothing, and prove it. It's very easy to apply in the UPCAT. Diba? Madali lang mag-apply. Mag-apply ka lang, pero it's not easy to not quit, kumbaga. The important thing is to not quit. So I know it is hard. It was hard for us, diba? It was hard for us. And we want to help you. That's why we're here. Just ask questions. But the important thing is to not quit. Okay? And you should prove it. Prove it to yourself. Diba? So, that's it. If I can ask, pwede ba tayo mag-selfie nga tayo? Mag-smile tayo lahat? Can we all turn on our cameras? Diba? Thank you. And prepin screen natin. O, sige. 1, 2, 3. Isa pa. Page 2 naman. Page 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, page 3 naman. Dami natin, oh. Thank you guys for coming. Oh, isa pa. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last na, last na. Isa pa. 1, 2, 3. Alright, thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Good luck in the UPCAT.
So that concludes our second day of Right Minus Wrong, a free online UPCAT review brought to you by Upsilon Sigma Phi. So I hope guys marami kayo natutunan ngayon since science to. I just want to thank you all for being here and for joining our review. And I hope you take this review as a chance to learn more, not just what we gave you, but to explore what we gave you and understand them deeper. Okay? So tawag dito, my tip for you is to not stop learning just yung kung ano yung tinuturo namin dito yun. Learn more than what we teach you. Okay? So tomorrow we will see you again at this same time kasi tomorrow we will have language proficiency. So don't forget also to to follow and like our frat page sa FB and sa Twitter as well as sa Instagram. So yun guys, thank you. We will be uploading recorded videos sa YouTube live namin. Okay? It will be unlisted, so if you want to access it, use the link that we send you sa spectators group and sa Zoom participants group. Okay? So yun guys, thank you all and God bless.